Last we left our heroes, you made your way into the Feywild in pursuit of the Duke Katha, or the Dark Crow, this entity that seemed particularly interested in Valentine, but more so in spreading a deadly cold across the Feywild and through its Fey crossings into your homeland. You'd rested upon the Feywild amidst a cold and somewhat barren forest, but upon completion of your rest, took to the skies to see just how far this cold stretched. You saw a line of winter stretching beneath you, but lush and verdant forest beyond in all directions, leading you to believe that this winter did not yet permeate the entirety of the Vale, but it is growing. You notice, too, a castle structure in a clearing of snow ahead of you, along this dying path, seemed to be the direction in which your journey would continue. You set off, and after an hour or so, stumbled across this Fey Dryad under attack by two icy crows. As you jumped into battle to aid her, however, a sudden darkness fell around you, and a handful of these shadowy, cloaked figures attacked from well-hidden positions around the forest, but they were no match for you. The ice crows destroyed the Dryad saved, and all but one of these figures left. You attempted to communicate with both the Dryad and this Fey villain, and learned these creatures of shadows. They were allies of the crow, and from this Dryad learned a dark evil lies ahead, that it was hunting and killing and capturing creatures like her. This crow ally was destroyed, and the Dryad playfully left your group, but not before bestowing Lavender with some protection from what lies ahead, and you set off once more. Cresting the snowy hill, you saw the castle that lies before you in this tall hedge maze that surrounded the entrance. You steeled yourselves, and then you dove in, Hondo in the lead, winding your way through this maze before coming to its middle, where you saw this gazebo, and atop which a feast had been prepared for you, and this shadowy figure sat at the head of the table. Valentine made the first approach, as you all slowly took defensive positions, preparing yourselves for the inevitable. Valentine and the crow spoke of family and of failures, of bloodlines and honor. However, neither side seemed swayed, nor showed intent to back down, and as the crow stood, adorned with the Warden of the Fae, as well as this icy golden ring, he let loose a blast of winter, and you fell into combat. A hard-fought battle ensued as the crow brought along his coven of hags, and together they brought wave after wave of frigid attempts to sever your lives, seemingly focused on bringing Valentine down. Your group, however, was hardy and smart, keeping Valentine conscious against the barrage, saving from some devastating spell attempts, utilizing your abilities to navigate the maze, and bring the pain to these hags in kind. However, as the pool of spells between this coven grew low, the crow rose above, still having a few tricks to play. Alana unfortunately found herself incapacitated, dazed by hypnosis. Honda was paralyzed, Gord's magic was resisted in key moments, and Valentine fell once more. As he did, the crow descended upon him. At first, as Gord saw, as he seemed to be standing the closest, he seemed to be aiming to finish the job on Valentine. However, standing over him, he reached down, drew up Heartbreaker in his hand, and then utilizing this icy ring, froze the hilt solid before shattering it in his grasp. The crow, satisfied, his goal had been attained, his message sent. He left your visual range, called for his cronies to flee. But before they had a chance to flee, Gord drew down his chains and in a flurry of arcane-imbued speed and ferocity smote both of these hags down, their crumpled bodies falling into the walls of the hedge maze, and a silence fell about you all. The frigid temperatures do not cease as your party begins to take stock, all alive, these hags very dead, but the crow nowhere in sight. And this is where we begin tonight.
Man.
Am I alive?
Yeah. You're, you were unconscious, if not healed back up, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
I have 6 HP, but I couldn't remember if I just didn't edit that because I was like, oh fuck.
No, you were unconscious towards the end, but I believe you were healed back up to consciousness. Regardless, there's no immediate threat. The main question, I guess, is did I witness that, or did that happen while I was unconscious? If I remember correctly, you were unconscious and then were brought back after. Mm-hmm. You did fire up and attack one of the hags.
Yes.
With the last remnants of your magic. Probably a fireball, if I remember correctly. And then Gord got the finishing blow to kill the two hags simultaneously, but I believe everyone at the end of the game was conscious as Lavender is sprawled on the ground. Mary kind of hunkered over top of her, protecting her and having just fed you a potion. I don't know if her health has been restored back where it was.
Nine.
You are conscious, and I do believe, Val, I don't remember how you were healed, but your party has enough healing that it happened in some capacity.
If someone got you up, I just don't remember who.
But your last memory was fire off this fireball, and then you watch as Gord, in this flurry of steel, destroys the hag, and she crumples down, and her broom gets caught in the hedge as her body just slumps down beside you, are still prone, now standing up to your knees form. Hondo is a little off to the side. Gord is more or less in the center area of the encounter, where Mary, the Pegasus, and Lavender, and Brawley find themselves as well. And Brawley, as you finally feel your form return to you, you kind of shake your head free of these hallucinations. Your body kind of returns. Your rage fades as you look around and see the area around you, and your friends, all but Valentine, up and alive. Valentine, you don't know where he's at right now, but nonetheless. What do you guys do?
I will struggle to my feet and be like, are we all okay? Are we all good? Can we get a roll call?
Where'd he go?
Hondo, are you alive?
I am good.
What a
Live.
coward. Did he just get up and leave?
Are we still in combat? Did we take care of the hags? I guess I saw Gord do that. That was pretty dope, Gord.
Wait, those people are related to you? Your hag, their hag?
It's a long story. I'm a half hag. All right, let's get our stuff.
Give me a sec. I'm gonna jump up on the Pegasus and get a bird's eye view, because I don't think Mary saw where he went.
Now, you were tucked away from a corner.
I could see most people. I just couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't see him, but I could see the party, I think, from where I was.
We should get ready in case he comes back with more people. Let's kind of group up. Can I try and find Heartbreaker?
Make an investigation check.
I'm gonna go up and do a perception check too, Kyle. That's okay.
Oh my God, it's so good. 19 plus 7 is 28.
As you look
26.
over, Gord is kind of standing like right beside you. Actually, he's a little further away. Hondo is actually the closest to you. Hondo kind of coming out and around, blade still drawn. Mary kicks off on Miranda and takes to the sky. And roll your perception check if you haven't already. Val, you kind of look around. You're feeling around on yourself. You don't have it on your person. You know you fell. You looking along the base of the hedges where it may have scattered, and you come across a frozen shard of golden metal, and then a couple more, and you can see this. You can see like the epicenter of what may have been a fireball explosion. It looks like there was a abrupt eruption from this point, and you can kind of see it marked on the icy stone. However, at that kind of apex point, you see a faint half-moon crescent piece of metal that once adorned the hilt of your blade. And you see all of these shards that look like they were once your blade.
Where's my sword? And I'll get on my knees and start crawling towards them.
Easy enough. You start making your way. It's not far from you. And you gather a collection of pieces that look similar metal. Not all there. It's not puzzle pieces you could fit back together. It would take forever to try and track all of the little shards. It's been destroyed down to slivers.
Who's the closest to me?
Hondo is kind of the closest and kind of comes around the corner, seeing you on your knees.
I'll like look up at him with this like just crumpling of stuff. Is Hondo, is this what I think it is?
It's your sword, man. And then I throw him a dagger. Use this until you
It just
find
goes
something better.
in the ground.
There's nothing better.
Oh, Val, I'm so sorry.
I know this is a hard time, but what does this mean for you and the Summer Queen?
I don't know.
As you contemplate that, Mary, what would you roll for perception?
22.
Mary, you kick off into the sky, and you watch quickly looking below as you see everyone picking themselves up. You see Valentine find the shards of his blade, and you scan around the area below. You see a couple of things. Obviously, you see your friends. Everyone is seemingly alive and beginning to come to. You see two of the hag's forms have kind of crumpled and fallen into kind of one is atop the hedge, kind of fallen half over it. The other has crumpled down to the side where Valentine had fallen. However, around a corner, almost directly beneath you, as you begin to kind of coast over, you see what looks like a cage of ice, and they look like two individuals within, and you actually see another one of those up into the what would be like the upper right corner of the hedge maze. And as you kind of take stock of the area and begin looking around, you see no sign of this shadowy figure. You see no crows in the air, and nothing but eerie silence beyond. There seems to be no sign of your quarry.
Okay, I'll land back down with everybody.
You all regroup in the center of this hedge maze.
I'll just like put the biggest chunks in my pocket. And I'll just pick up the fucking dagger that Hancho threw at me. What happened? Where did he go? I guess he broke this. He broke Heartbreaker. What did he say?
Leah's struggling to actually remember what the actual words were.
You may not have heard.
That's true.
The only one close would have been Gord, and Hondo eventually close. But at the time that he destroyed Heartbreaker, the only one who was actually there was Gord. But the rest of you would have seen an eruption of energy in this kind of faint pinkish, yellowish hue, and can piece together now what that was.
Yes, I actually remember that happening. It was very bright and very beautiful, though, if that helps you. Just like Heartbreaker was.
That's kind of helpful. It was beautiful. It is beautiful.
She leans over to Hondo and she says, I didn't think that would work.
I think it's hard to tell if he left because he got what he came for, or if he left because he knew he couldn't be here any longer. We didn't fuck him up enough, but maybe eventually we would have won that fight if he stuck around. I'm not sure. The rest of the coven's gone. That doesn't mean this is over, but we need to... I think we could all use a breather, and I think there's some people around here who could use help. And I don't know that resting here is a good idea.
Wait a second. Where are those fucking hag bodies? Let's go investigate.
See one where you were lying unconscious, and actually, as I kind of just said, you guys all gather in this kind of center area around this gazebo. There is one that is kind of half hanging on the hedge on what would be the western edge of this gazebo. You just kind of look around to all of you, and like the cold is bitter. Though there's no immediate wind and this eerie silence is kind of taking over the entire space, you do begin to hear through this silence some faint voices kind of they seem to be calling out, not saying anything specifically. It's very low, it's difficult to make out, but you can hear what sounds like calls for help. from nearby, but very faint. And you look over too and see the castle that this hedge maze is ahead of, and in this eerie cold, it feels even.
I get really scared and I cure
Barren.
wounds at a 3rd level for myself.
Wild magic surge.
Oh god.
Not good, you know.
Not
That could be
good.
really bad.
3.
Thank God.
okay.
Ooh,
For some
that's
reason, I thought
close.
she'd already failed
I'm
it.
also glad I got that roll out of the way.
I'll just turn to after, I guess.
Yeah.
After Lavender heals herself. So, Val and Hondo, you're good at finding shit. If you want to look at these bodies, Alana and Lavender, I could probably use your help. I'll show you where those cages are. And I'll let you look at the bodies while I pee again.
I want their brooms.
Ooh.
Okay. Each of you make individual. We'll have Vel look at the close one, Hondo look at the far one. Each of you make investigation checks.
Ooh.
And then if Alana and Lav, you guys want to go and take a look at this nearest cage or whatever.
Is anyone else really, really hurting?
I'm hurting. I rolled a 24 for investigation, just so I don't forget.
19 total. Okay. Let's start there then. So the two of you, you do find the two broom staff items amidst the hedges and kind of still clutched in their grasp, like their cold dead hands are clutching onto them. You have to pry it out of their hands. And they're like frigid to the touch, these brooms, and it hurts to hold on to it for very long. So you kind of set it down, but you at least have each of you have them. But as you begin to look through their pockets and things, Val, you find a solidly frozen eye in one pocket. Looks humanoid in some kind, but almost like a cat's eye, but like large enough as if it was a human. And on this one, you find a jar, a glass jar of blue and black spiders. They're very small, and they're just kind of crawling and trying to skitter up the side of the glass. There are 3 of them in this jar.
Don't like.
Does anybody know what? Oh, am I there?
You're not there.
You actually going somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'll put all of that in the bag of holding for now.
Hondo, as you find one of the brooms, you also find a pouch full of these. It's like a small leather pouch that seems to have like something hard inside, and you kind of look inside. There's these long, like blackened pieces of something very hard. You have to take it out to really investigate what it is. But there are 3 of these like very hard black items. Almost looks like stone or gem, but less polished, less refined, a little rougher. You find a sliver of broken mirror. You can see it reflecting the light ever so slightly, but as you look into it, it doesn't reflect you, and it doesn't necessarily reflect the area around you, but if you hold it in certain ways, it does seem to, there's something within. It's difficult to ascertain immediately.
That's creepy.
You also find a pouch of what feels like sand in a small tied pouch. And as you kind of quickly just peer open inside, you do see a pile of dust or sand, and you also see. Let me roll something. Shit. You see 3 that they look like butterfly wings that are sat in this pouch.
3 butterfly wings in that pouch.
That's what you find.
Okay. And then Mary, you called on Lav and Brawley?
Yeah,
So-
I just wanted to try to go find whatever the closest one was first.
Yeah. The three of you make your way around the first corner out of this kind of gazebo area, down towards an area that Lavender and Hondo had been in at one point. And you do see at the far end, at the end of what would be a dead end of this hedge maze, there is like a pit, and you can see across the top of this pit crisscross bars of ice. And as you get close enough, you look inside and you see two elven-looking individuals. They are dark-skinned, dirty. Their clothing has definitely been tattered, and they look a little emaciated and frostbitten, and look very similar to a creature who delivered a head to you a night previous. But they do not look like dead like that one did. These ones still look like they're clinging to life.
All right.
Brawley, I feel like we know these people.
Yeah.
I recognize this person.
You see as you get closer, this looks more male, looks a little older as well. Kind of grips his hand up through and like pulls himself up, holding on to the ice bars. And Mary, you hear him say in Elvish, "Please help us."
Good. Elvish, I can handle that.
What did he say?
He's asking for help.
Yeah.
Aren't we all? I'll say in Elvish, we'll get you out. Please step back for a minute. And then I'll just ask Alana to help. I'd imagine if they're made of ice, we don't want to touch the bars, but maybe we can try to pry things open. Or Lavender, I don't know what your capabilities are left in terms of spells, but I know you've been able to help pry and lift things with magic as well.
Can I take my hammer as well and just kind of put it through the bars, almost like a crowbar kind of thing, and pull?
Sure. Make a strength check.
Okay.
That's cool too.
Yeah, I was planning to help on that if that helps. If it's possible.
In this case, I think it would only be a single move with like her hammer. Like,
Yeah.
it would only be her that could try this. Like, at least for this step.
No problem. My backup plan was smashing it, but I don't really want to hurt them by doing it.
This seems like there is a bit of space that they could move out of the way, and you could localize. If they do both kind of pull back. This older male kind of pulls this what looks like a younger girl, a younger elven girl, kind of pulls her close and shields her as Allie. What did you roll?
18.
You get your hammer under one edge, and you begin with all your might pushing down, and this ice doesn't crack or budge.
Oh.
Shockingly resilient.
I can't get it open, guys.
Brawley, I was telling you, you got to do your exercises at night, girlfriend. What if we try and we burn it?
Yeah, that was my second thought. You have something not fireball-y that will help.
It's either fire or acid, really.
Do you have firebolt? Or am I remembering?
I have a
that wrong?
firebolt.
Okay. That might work, because that's localized. If you can try to, Kyle, can I take a look at this and try to investigate where, like, weak points might be?
Sure, make an investigation check.
It's not excellent. It's a 17.
What you can ascertain by getting low and looking at the actual structure, it is ice, but it is ice as if it was iron. It is grown from within the stone around and embedded within, obviously by magic, and would account for the resilience. There doesn't seem like there is any obvious, like there's no hinge mechanism, there's no handle mechanism. This seems like a purely magic-based a cage. It seems resilient, but fire and ice are polar opposites. There's a good chance that could weaken it. It seems like it still has that same property, despite being tougher against physical maneuvering.
Lavender,
Okay,
give it a try.
everybody. Stand back. I used to do this with my pea when I was younger. Let's try it with the firebolt now. Let's do this. And I shoot one at it just to see how it'll go.
Make an attack roll. Spell attack roll.
Natural 20.
20.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's a 2. That's bad. Why are you so happy?
I was waiting for her to get pissed to be like, okay, let's do another one.
Roll damage for your
3d10.
firebolt.
3d10.
Double it.
5, 8, 6. What we got? 19. How many of these?
So 19, and then we double that.
So 38. With one firebolt, you strike a corner, and it shatters the ice there, and you see it melting a pool of water. Just begins to fall in, and steam rises up. You can see it's been weakened pretty heavily in one spot that it's not fallen in just yet, and it's not quite wide enough that they could make their way out. However, you can see that the splintering in the ice has made it significantly weak and could be either shot again with fire or pried much easier now.
Okay, everybody in there, you can see what we are capable of. Why haven't we talked to these people? Are they even okay? Are they evil? We don't even know. Should we ask them some more questions before we break them out of this ice thing?
I'm very happy they can't understand you. I'll take a look at them once we can get a better look at them. It's just hard to see what's going on, but they do not look capable of a lot right now. Let's at least just get them up an eye level. And
If you're curious, Lavender, if you're curious of their character, you can make an insight check based on what you intone from what they look like.
I would like to do that.
Go
The
ahead.
last guy, he was very nice. He gave me a present, but it was dead.
In the meantime, are you guys going to wait on Lavender's firebolt or try and pull up this now weakened ice?
Yeah, I can attempt to pull it open the side.
Sure. What'd you roll
roll
at?
as a 9.
Okay. You are naturally suspicious, and this could be a trap, but one of them, it looks like a young girl, so probably not a big threat. The other one looks like he could handle himself. He's older. He looks like he could have some tricks up his sleeve, but both of them look pretty emaciated, like they've been imprisoned for a time. You're pretty strong, or you're pretty confident you could handle them, but you never know. Surprises have happened. Alana, what'd you roll? Just straight strength check.
17.
That is enough with the weakening that Lavender did. Prying your hammer underneath, one of the bars completely snaps, and you just reach under and just and the bars just kind of shatter up into the one hedge, and Mary kind of catches it, pushes it off to the side, and the pit is small. They are able to kind of pull themselves up and out of it, but with your assistance, you grab hold of them, and these two figures pull themselves up. The younger looks barely able to walk, while the older, he is kneeling beside her and looks up at you and says in Elvish, "Thank you. There are others around. I will help. We need a rest. But thank you."
no, it's fine. Take a breather. We've seen where the other ones are. We'll go take care of them, and I'll kind of direct. Actually, you know what? No, I don't trust Hondo just to walk 2 randos into the main area. What I'll do actually is I'll actually no, I have to go with them because I'm the only one who fucking speaks Elvish. We'll walk them around the corner just to where everyone else is.
It's not far. It's 20, 30 feet, and there's nothing left in this hall in this alley of hedge that you guys are in. This is the end of the edge, so you would all be coming back this way regardless. And you return back into the main. But as you're about to go around the corner, he grips hold of your elbow and holds the girl behind and says, "Is he gone?"
Oh, I don't think he's dead, but not here anymore. Are there anything else we should be worried about other than him? And I'll point up to the hag where it's like leaning over the thing and them.
He looks up and says, if he is gone and they are dead, we should be safe. For now.
Still don't want to stay here, but it's fine. Yeah, we'll get the others. Just wait here. And I'll give them just a little bit of rations out of my pocket, just so they can.
Sure.
Hopefully, trust us a little more.
Gord, Valentine, and Hondo. In that time, what else are you guys doing? You guys have looted the 2 hags. What else do you guys want to try and do?
I don't know about the other cage thing, so I'm not gonna presume to go look at that. I think I'll investigate the table and where he's sitting. I feel like I would just be pretty lost and dazed and just
Sure.
running my hand along the table, thinking about shit.
Yeah, Val, as you step towards the table and you're getting over the shock and just processing, okay, I have a job, I go and I search and I find things and I kind of push it out of my mind. Now with nothing left to do, as you kind of look about as everyone's doing their own thing, you are just kind of lost in thought and run your hand across this table of now scattered dishes and food. And there's no table left, actually. You threw it into a hedge. So there's a more or less shattered gazebo.
That's what I'll look at.
Make your way up on top of, and you kind of stare into the space where you met this crow face to face. And unfortunately, your eyes trail forward and see a headless body still held aloft by vine and held taut as symbol or message as well behind, and are reminded too of the loss that the Warden of the Fae is no longer with you, in as well as Heartbreaker. And as you come to terms with that as well, your mind suddenly reels in pain. In a flash, your mind splits and nearly shatters like glass or ice by a heavy blow. A rainbow hue erupts from within the cracks, cascading across your mind's eye. And in this flurry of color, with each new flash, an image accompanies it. You see the Everlight tree, the light in its arches, blink feebly, its branches completely bare, covered in ice and frost. You see a courtyard garden surrounded by clouds. The beautiful manicured and vibrantly colored garden, it is immensely beautiful, and at its center stands 3 tall-backed stone thrones. And in this central throne, you see a golden-hued figure who somewhat slumps and then slips and falls from the chair. Another flash, and you see flying amidst dark sky, flapping oily black wings amidst cloud, nearly indistinguishable from the blackness of the sky. You see a massive crow flying very quickly. Another eruption of light, and the crow descends, diving through clouds, bursting through a snow sky, and descending to a dark mountain range, heavily coated by snow. In a final flash, you see a very close shot of a feminine face, incredibly close to you. Its eyes shut tight, you see twisted in pain. The eyes open, and you see the irises lose an initial hue of vibrance of gold, lose their luster and fail to a somewhat pale blue, almost white. Simultaneously, you see the opalescent skin around the eyes themselves lose its shine, and very thin, spidery veins kind of come to the surface around the exterior of the eyes. The eyes flick directly into yours, and you feel this horrid cold twang in your chest. For a moment, the wind is completely knocked from you. You drop to your knees and clutch at your chest. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy. 16.
Take 12 points of psychic damage.
I'm unconscious.
Oh my god.
Just boom. I will scream in pain and drop to just fucking fold.
Can we hear?
Absolutely. You guys everyone in the space hears Valentine's shriek of pain. It is excruciating. Your mind feels like it has just been hit with an ice pick, and as does your heart as it comes to. And all of you rush now into the center space and see Valentine unconscious on the gazebo floor.
I'm going to run and cast at a 5th level spell, Healing Word.
Okay.
Healing Word or Cure Wounds?
I'm going to do a 5th level spell, guys. It's Cure Wounds. Stop trying to make me do Healing Word. Cool.
You rush forward, drawing on this new magic, this new spell that this fallen friend has kind of helped you learn, and you push the energy through, and roll 5d8 plus 5.
Are we rolling a d20 as well?
Ooh, I got my first roll 8. 8, 4.
Not on this. I'll let this go.
I guess it's a
8.
bard spell technically too.
You writing this down? 4. I got weird. 2.
That's it.
Oh fuck! The next one was an 8.
Plus 5, I think.
There. 10, 18, plus 8, 24? No.
Okay.
Nope, that's more. 26, right?
I was paying attention. I was thinking.
26 plus 5, so 31.
31. Valentine, you come to consciousness. The pain's still in your chest. It feels as if your heart has frozen over. Your mind is still reeling. Your vision is swimming as you look up into Lavender, who is leaning over you, hands still to your chest. You breathe. You're okay. Your mind hurts from being unconscious multiple times in a short span. But nothing feels right, and as you try to speak, the words don't come out right.
You think?
What the heck just happened to you? What did you see?
Their words to you don't even sound like English. It sounds like a gibberish and echoey and far off.
I'm gonna
What did you see?
I'll stumble away in pain.
You can't even pull yourself fully up. You can sit up, but to try and stand, as soon as you go to put your hand up to try and stand, your vision swims and the world spins, and you crumble back onto an elbow.
I go up to him and I go on his face, wake up! What is with you?
Hondo's hand is incredibly fast, and the pain is nothing but the dazed effect. You are not feeling okay.
Yeah.
But as your friends all rush in to try and sort this out, you feel things start to subside. The dizziness fades. The pain subsides ever so slightly. Your heart still feels frigid, but you can feel at least your faculties return.
I need a moment. Just need a moment.
Okay, well, we have one more thing to do, and then we're gonna find somewhere to take a breather.
Well, at least we know this guy's connected without Heartbreaker.
Here, Hondo, just why don't you try to take a look at what Val was going to look at? Just see what's going to happen. Gord, just stick with him. Just keep an eye out. We have to go. It's going to unfortunately take all 3 of us to go help these other people, but we'll be back in a minute.
Yep, Mary leads the ladies off towards the other cage that she saw from above. And it takes a few minutes of kind of winding through the maze itself. But you manage to
have a horsey still.
You have a horse, yeah. You still have.
But I can't carry all of us, even though Elena's really tiny, because she's muscly in ways of probably more than Lavender does.
Yes, definitely does. But I mean, you could go back and forth with them, but like even with Miranda, like the
I just
edge
mean
itself
it's like
is very tight.
I just mean it'll be easier to be like, okay, I can see now. You have to go left.
Yeah, you can
Like, instead of
navigate very easily. But a few minutes pass, and you guys can find another 2 figures in a similar cage.
Are there any other bodies in there, or is it like just 2 alive people?
It looks like just 2 here.
Okay.
Hondo and Gord, is there anything you guys want to do?
Just need some healing. So
I don't even know if I can heal right now, so Hondo might be the one to heal you.
You guys can.
I can do.
You can check in with Val and see if he can offer you some healing, as he has in the past, or Hondo has a couple of spell slots that he can burn. If you guys want to go through that.
I could do a cure wounds.
thanks, I'd appreciate it.
Okay, I'll do cure wounds.
On Gord?
Yeah.
Okay. So roll 1d8 plus 3. Back with the ladies, you guys see 2 figures again. Another male and female, though the older is the female and the younger is the male here. And you hear similar elvish pleas for help.
We've found 2 others already. Just take a step back. I think we can get you out.
They both feebly kind of nod and try and pull back into a corner. So
Wow.
Gord, you heal 9.
I'll firebolt them out.
Okay. Make
I'll firebolt them.
make a spell attack roll.
Oh yeah. Well, plus 3
this one.
plus 10.
Yeah.
22.
Definitely hits. Roll damage. 3d10 fire.
3. Which one?
D10, yeah, those fun ones.
Kev, how many spells do you have right
Ooh,
now?
10.
I'm just curious how much you used in the last one. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my god, I rolled an 8, a 9, and a 10.
3 first level and 1 second level.
Oh, wow.
I think he only used 1 last time.
Oh.
He healed Val once, and that's kind of it.
I thought you might have had some others.
Hondo, you need to look at this mental blades ability you got that gives you a 2d6 on attack hits.
It's amazing.
We'll talk about it later. You've never used it. Very
Yeah.
important.
It's I think it uses your bardic inspiration, but it's real good if you use it. Definitely something for everyone to look at some of their abilities. But Lavender, you rolled 27.
Yeah.
You do the same idea. You can see not quite as impactful, but you've definitely dealt some damage. You can see part of the ice is broken away and is melting away, but not quite as impactful as your last one.
I took extra time and I was kind of showing off a little bit, and then I did it. And I was like, oh my god, come on! All right, Brawley, get in there.
All right, I'm gonna pry it open.
Okay, make a strength check.
14.
As you're trying to pry into it, this is even more a little bit more resistant. You can see, all of you watch as it buckles and you break a piece of ice off and it kind of falls in, but it's still a little too tight to squeeze them in or out of. Unfortunately, not quite enough power behind your push to try and break free yet.
Elena, do you have that javelin?
Oh yeah.
The
I'll try
magic.
that.
Well, here, you keep pulling on that, and I'll reach over her back and pull out the javelin and just
On
right
the other
beside
side.
her. Yeah, just help pry and do the same thing, pull
Snap
from
it
it.
in half.
Okay,
I
so
specifically want the magic one so that it won't break when I do this. That's why I didn't want
one of you,
anything I had.
one of you do a strength check at advantage this time.
You can do it at advantage. Is way better than
Come on, Brawley.
Come on, girl.
Yeah, 18.
That's enough. With both of you, you have no fear of your weapons breaking under this pressure. However, you are just pushing it, and you feel the hilts and shafts of both weapons embedding it heavily into your palms as you're pushing with all your might. As Lavender just kind of hangs back and watches, just nodding, and then it breaks, and you're able to pull the 2 figures up and out of this prison.
All right, let's go figure out what the fuck is wrong with Val, and actually, do either of you remember the way back?
That way, right?
Okay, we'll go together. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll lead back. I was gonna go try to take off and try to find a safe place, but I think I'll make sure we all go together.
With your aerial directions, you guys all return to this central area. Kev, are you going to heal up more in that time if you want to use any other spell slots to heal yourself or Gord or Valentine? Or Valentine, are you going to heal up yourself or Gord or Hondo? Or anything else you guys want to do in the time it took them to break out?
I don't think I'm doing any. I'm just like sitting there.
Okay.
Is it enough for a short rest?
Not quite yet, but if you guys want to take a short rest, like that's something that you just got to let me know you guys want to start doing. Or it seems like from what I was understanding, you guys were going to wrap up here and then find a place to rest for an hour to recoup.
I will do an investigation check on Sylvanus' body.
Nice.
Sure.
That's good call. Is
And
Gord near
heal
me?
everything.
Gord is up to Brock.
Gord, where are you? Are you near me?
Right behind you.
I will just... That's a really good roll, Hondo. 19. I will quietly put my hand up and just hold Gord's paw while I'm sitting down.
I accept.
Even through your steely exterior, a friend in need, you can hold his hand. Honda, you make your way towards Sylvanus's body, and you can see this out of the hedges on three sides, holding it aloft. You can see the similar familiar black and blue rhyme vine is twisting and winding its way around the legs and around the torso, and you can see as you get close, it's blackened the skin like a severe frostbite where it's binding him, and it's tight, wound around him and holding him aloft. He is not stripped nude, but stripped down to what would be undergarments of a kind. You see an elven body, as you know, his face is elvish and the body to match. Despite the age that his face was, the body's in relatively good shape, but he bears nothing beyond the wounds sustained in death and these extra like markings where the vine itself has tightened around the body. Whether before or after death, you could find out with a medicine check if you wanted. But if it doesn't matter to you, then that's all you see.
So I haven't found any items on his body.
Not on him. The only items you found are the ones that you've recovered from the hag.
I just let everyone, there's nothing here.
I don't even say anything. I'll just keep sitting there holding Gord's hand.
And you guys watch too as Valentine holding Gord's hand and Gord just stoically standing over this blue-skinned elven figure, this older adult looking, not older as an elderly, older as an adult, steps forward as Hondo is kind of inspecting Sylvanus, and he kind of just stands looking sorrowfully up at Sylvanus's body, just kind of lost in thought, staring and then looking off, not really moving or saying or doing anything, but just looking a little lost.
I think I'll stand up and I'll say to him in Elven, "I'm sorry for your loss."
He doesn't even quite respond. A tilt of the head and a faint nod. But he doesn't really say much more than that.
If before they come back, they're not back yet, I'll say, we need a safe place. Would we find it in the castle?
He looks kind of beyond Sylvanus, and all of you kind of look up at the castle that's right there. And he says, if they're gone, the castle is safe. It was our home once. We should be safe there. Okay. About this time, the rest of the group returns. And you see as the two of these elven figures, these former prisoners, enter, you see this elderly, actually both of these other elven figures kind of brighten up ever so slightly and very slowly make their way over towards the approaching figures and just kind of embrace. But they say nothing more, just embrace one another and try to keep the two younger ones from seeing Sylvanas. But you guys are all together. What are you guys doing?
What's the plan? We need to find somewhere safe.
Yeah, this man said the castle should be safe if they're gone. And from what I saw, he's not here anymore.
Alright. Let's make our way then. Are you alright?
Me? Yeah. Why do I not look okay?
No, you look like shit.
Yeah, I feel like shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather get in the castle before I start thinking about it again.
Alright. Just take a breather. I'll try to map out the best way to get there if it's through the maze.
Mm-hmm.
With the Pegasus while I have her, because I don't know how much longer I have her for.
This has been maybe 10-15 minutes,
okay.
So you still have 45 minutes or so of Pegasus time. And as you take to the sky, it's very easy. The maze itself is not massive. It was more decorative than anything, and you're able to find a very obvious path. However, as you come a little closer to the castle itself, you see around another corner that would be down to the southwest of the maze, not directly in line with the entryway to the castle, but a little southwest of the initial position. You see another pit, though no ice covering it, and as you look a little closer, you can see with your passives, there are several bodies within that look familiar in the elven characteristics as these other ones. They look dead.
Just go on the earring. Report that there's likely some fallen, but we're going to be keeping a wide berth of it.
Yep, and easy enough, you make your way towards the castle and up a grand kind of staircase. You see an entry hall open beyond a pair of destroyed wooden doors, both fallen in, and just an open archway inside into this relatively beautiful entry hall, though the doors now lie inside on this entryway. You can see a grand staircase rise up either side, and you see open halls to the left and right, and a tall door that is closed lies straight ahead at the other end of the room, beneath and between the two elegant kind of staircases that would lead up to a second floor. The elven figures kind of look at you and at the two of you who have spoken Elvish. This kind of main figure, this male elf, says, the lower floors have sustained some significant damage in the battle that took place. The second floor is bedrooms and the master bedroom, and upwards into a study and towers. Feel free to rest and recuperate yourselves. Thank you for freeing us and for ridding this place of them, for now at least.
What was this place to you?
This was home. Sylvanas' home, but ours as well. It's known as Castle Avalon, and yeah, just kind of looks wistfully.
How many were there?
At least a dozen of us at a time. some family, some friends, some myself, student of Sylvanas, of sorts.
I never asked your name.
My name's Eldwin.
Eldrin or Eldwin?
Eldwin.
Eldwin, thank
I
you.
always love the idea of us saying that to his face. It's just so awkward.
He points at
Mary
the,
absolutely wouldn't clarify. She'd just pretend that she knows what it was and then fucking butcher it later.
He gestures to the adult female elf and says, this is Navi, and points at the younger female and says, this is Tara, and the young male is Viriel. He looks to you and says, we will we'll make our way up to one of the bedrooms and let these young ones have a rest. Should you need us, please. But feel free to make this place your home as well.
Do they look through this conversation on the level? Do they seem like they're gonna cut and run?
You're such a dick.
I know. Mary's just holding onto her sword.
They are
I'm just trying to make sure they're not gonna run away.
No, this is their home. Why would they
Okay,
run?
I'm just making sure that no one's lying.
Don't go too
That's
far.
all.
No, they're
Okay.
not in
It's
the
very in character.
slightest.
It's
No,
very in
absolutely. I
character.
just
I
find
do
it
the
so
same
funny. They're like the beaten, just destroyed,
That's what
lost
I
their
thought,
family.
but I've been fucked before in game when I've trusted
Hurt
some
people, hurt people.
That's right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No, they look like they need a rest.
Yeah, okay. I'll say we understand. We're going to take some time too. We may have some more questions for you later to try to we want to help you in this place.
Of course, and please, we can lend aid to you as well. We just need a moment.
Understood.
And they begin to make their way up the right staircase.
I'll relay all that information to everybody who doesn't speak Elvish.
Let's go to the master bedroom and have ourselves a little rest. I like the sound of a study. That might be helpful to try and find out more of what we just stumbled into, but I can barely stand or see, so I need a moment.
Let's just pick somewhere with a good sized window so we can keep an eye on the outside too, just in case.
Easy enough. You guys start making your way up the second floor, up these relatively grand stairs, and you see the others make their way to the right. You make your way to the left on this upper floor, and you can see signs of there are small alcoves and windows where plants, little potted plants and long overgrowth areas were kept that have now turned black and browned and frostbitten amidst the perpetual cold, and that cold does seep inside the castle as well. You guys continue to make your way forward up another set of stairs and onto a third floor, where you can see it kind of opens up into a landing type area, but you see an obvious large kind of ornate double door that is open into a large long master suite, a large bed, a kind of sitting area, and all windows along what would be the north and east walls, these tall elven-looking arches that are now kind of covered in frost and snow, but it gives you a very, very clear and what would be beautiful look out into the north and east of the Feywild.
Is there a fireplace in here?
There is.
Tight. Lav, do you mind lighting up our lives here?
Yeah, I can do that. Fireball.
Nope, not that one.
Just kidding. I start conjuring it, and he's like, no.
No,
Oh, okay, fine. I pull out my torch.
firebolt is fine. Firebolt is fine.
A torch is just as fine too.
I'm gonna use my torch.
Easy enough, Lavender.
This feels like I'm ordering you to do something.
Lavender begins putting together a fire. As you guys all start a short rest, I assume.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Okay.
I will just like curl up in front of the fireplace. Just out.
For sure. Over this short rest, is there anything you guys want to accomplish, or just let's wait an hour, heal up, and then do stuff?
I guess depending on what we say we want to accomplish might impede in the short rest and others might not. Okay.
Yeah, I think. Excuse me. I think I'll just heal first before I try anything.
You guys, it's relatively still early in the day.
Yeah.
You guys woke up and took in your camp and then traveled for about an hour to an hour and a half. Had an earlier encounter which took a little bit of time as well, as you conversed with the Dryad and interrogated one of those figures. So it's not even quite afternoon, but given the weight of the encounter you had, you could easily fall into a short nap and into quiet contemplation for an hour with no real need to communicate between one another.
Can I just send out for the remainder of how much time she has left? Can I just send Miranda out just to keep doing a short little lap every now and then reporting back?
Sure.
Just at the castle grounds?
In that case, throw a perception check for her using her stats.
Oh, I have no idea what her perception is. 1 second.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's +4. That's not terrible.
Mhm.
Oh, she rolled so bad though.
Mira.
Mira.
Oh.
Mirabelle.
9 total.
I just picture her tail wagging while you say that.
No, she's sleeping.
You,
Oh.
over the hour process, you don't get any indication from her that anything untoward has come, anything has changed. She actually doesn't say anything to you. And then you can feel the connection fade. And she disappears from this plane.
Can I start rolling hit dice?
Everyone can go through the process of a short rest, do your hit dice, get your abilities back that you get back. Gord, you regain your spell slots, your warlock spell slots. Val, you get, if you used it, you get yours back.
Wow, I'm rolling great.
There's some other short rest abilities if anyone gets them back, but you can all. The main thing is to use your hit dice to regain health that you sorely need.
Oh yeah, true.
You can roll a d8 for your bard one, and then d6 for those, and you add the +4.
Yeah, add your con mod to each roll.
It's a good thing my health's not terrible, because I haven't rolled on a D10. I haven't rolled higher than a 4 for 5 hit dice.
So light.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Another fucking 3.
At least you're also you're not even hurting that bad.
No, that's what I said. At least I wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Brawley, because she's worried about Val, she's going to take her water canteen and go up to him and just go, "Here, Val, I don't know if you're scuff frozen or anything, but here, stay hydrated."
Hi, thank you. And I'll just sip it and then turn away.
Oh my god.
Very sheepishly. Easy enough. Actually, what you gotta do is, I'm gonna go to the bathroom while you guys do this.
Come on, big roll, big roll.
I had to use 9 hit dice to get back 35, no, maybe 40 points of health.
Oh my god, yeah, I had to roll all
That's
9.
bad.
But now I'm back. I'm back, baby. That's good. 70 heal. Where's that short rest thing? There it is.
And you can mark off how many hit dice.
2, 3,
there,
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Take short rest. That's sick that Gord, your spells come back on a short rest, the warlock ones, so you can do that crazy sword thing again.
Damn right.
Yeah,
Dope.
there's like, is it, do the super high level spells come back, Brock, or just the regular, like, does that 7 come back? Or is it just the 5s?
I think that Finger of Death is from the staff, but the 5s
it?
do.
Okay, so there's a couple stuff that's like 1 a day.
I forgot about that Finger of Death. That was crazy.
That was insane. That was an insane way to open a fight.
We back.
Just Finger of Death. What was that last spell called, Brock? The one that took out the 2 hags?
Ooh, that's one of my favorites.
Can't remember.
Steel Wind Strike.
That was fucking cool.
Oh,
Also,
yeah.
it also sounds like a Pokemon move.
Yeah,
That's very Avatar, Last Airbender.
that's true. Okay. As you guys presumably come to the end of this hour, you feel recuperated, you feel slightly rejuvenated, though still relatively cold despite the now roaring fire in this place. And there's a bed that has like blankets of furs that you can all kind of bundle up with, but that pervasive cold has yet to subside, even through this around this fire. Though it's helped, but not dissipated entirely. But what do you guys do?
I will, now that I'm looking alive, I'm going to try and summon Fern back if I have space for it. Let's see. Pretty low in spell slots, and who knows how this day's gonna go. Let me just check one more thing. I will try and do summon. I'll do Find Speed, so not the winged version of Fern.
Okay. How long does that take? Is that still 10 minutes?
10
an hour?
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what? Don't even worry about it.
Okay.
Fuck it. Instead, I'm going to go through the bag and try and find the bracers that we got from the winter... No, the Moonweaver Festival.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Skull
Hey, Hondo, look.
Crushers, gauntlets.
Hondo, look. He's going through his bag. Do you think he's gonna notice?
Where are these?
Oh my god, he's looking for something.
Where is it?
Oh my god, he's literally looking for something so hard right now.
If I can't find this, I'm going to lose it. I'll take
I love
it.
how you potentially can't find the thing that the whole point of the bag is. You put your hand in and say, I want this thing, and then it pops out.
Oh, they're right here, where I left them.
Oh my god. Woo! By the way, where are you keeping that thing?
It's on my person.
Okay,
Fuck,
well.
yeah, great
Yeah.
place for it.
You better not fall more than like 10 feet, because
He did fall, but
he has a good deck save.
He had it in his front pocket, not the back one.
the one...
I will, I don't think the shield one, it's not as good as my normal shield. So I'll just take out the Skull Crusher's Razor and try and figure out how it works. Try and put it on.
Easy enough. You saw it demonstrated, although you were not exactly right in... You were on patrol duty while that was happening.
Mm-hmm.
So you slip it on, but it's easy enough to understand. You slip this gauntlet over your wrist, and you can see that there are leather wraps that wrap around the palm and across your fingers and kind of keep it in place. And you can feel these scaled plates almost as they kind of conform around your forearm. You can feel them kind of shift and move with you as you move your wrist. And as you kind of flex your wrist in a certain direction, it kind of triggers this mechanism, and all of the plates as one come together as a long, technically a short sword blade out of this kind of forward, like Wolverine, but if it was the full blade weaponry. And then you relax your hand, and whoosh, it returns back to its kind of scaled gauntlet form.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I remember I got that.
Yeah.
From being the queen.
Yeah. Before
Are
she died.
you using time to make this your...
I can't do that till a long rest.
Okay. So just a short sword for now.
I'll just equip it. But yeah, just short sword.
Okay.
I'll take a look around the room and just see. I'm not actually looking to like take anything. I just want to see if there's like a book he was reading or like notes he was making on changes in the area or anything like that.
Make an investigation check.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 26.
You make your way around the room over the hour and just kind of poke and prod at what's lying around. And there are a couple of books in varying languages, some of which you understand, some of which you don't. But nothing that seems to be on a bedside table, a nearby area where he was working on it. It just seems like a collection of his items, his things in this space. Nothing jumps out at you as noteworthy.
They did say
At least
something
not
about they did say something about a study, so, or a library. Just the fact he was studying, I wouldn't be surprised if a place like this is a proper office.
Yeah, let's maybe check that out and then maybe talk to them. They said after a rest they could help us. I'll like go sit on the bed and be like, when I screamed there, I had this terrible, terrible vision. I think my patron is dying, and I know she's somewhere on this plane, and I gotta help. I wasn't strong enough before. I paid the price for that, but I gotta help.
Where can we even find her? How long will it take? Where is it? Do you even know what direction we're going in?
No. No and no.
Maybe we can find a map somewhere here.
Or they might know. I had this vision of 3 thrones of stone. And I had this vision of, I think, him flying towards this mountain range. Or at least a crow flying there. That's about it. And I saw her, and I think she's dying.
Did the mountain range look like it was Feywild? I don't even know how you tell that.
I'm not sure. Actually, I saw a vision of the Everlight tree too, and it was flickering barely right. So whatever's happening, we gotta... Time is of the essence here, as it always is.
So do we find him, or do we find your patron?
I think we look for my patron first, but we gotta pay him back for what he did to us. To me.
Not only that, but I think this is going to continue. He's not going to fucking stop.
Neither am I. I'll throw the dagger back to Hondo. I got this thorn now, and I'll click it on and click it off. And I'm going to name it Thorn.
That's pretty cool. All right, talk to people first. Maybe they can help us find information. If he said he studied under Sylvanus, he might know where the best places to find answers are.
Yeah.
Are you guys going as a group, or do you want to split up and do a couple things? You don't have to. Just saying.
I'd say as a group, in case any of us specifically have questions, so we can all hear what they have to say. But
Sounds good.
Yeah, let's stay as a group.
Okay. So you're setting off to the other side of the castle, to the bedroom area where these figures had gone.
The children are dead. It was a trap all along.
Blood covers the bed sheets.
you guys now need to dismiss my
I knew it!
sketchy shit. I figured they were fine.
Can I get a history check from Valentine, Lavender, and Hondo?
History check, you said?
History, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Ooh.
What do you add to that? Hondo, you rolled an 18. What do you add?
History. 21.
Okay.
I got 17.
I got 18.
Okay. Very good all around.
Yeah.
All three of you, having been exposed to these figures and having been understanding, like now kind of outside of now we're rushing into a combat and having your minds have the time to think and kind of think about what you're experiencing and where you are now. You're putting together the pieces that these elves are not elves in the same way that you met the wood elves of the Vale or Valentine's even half elf. They are a race of elves known as Eladrin. They are Fey elves. They live and are of the Fey Wild, and can be as ever-changing as the Fey itself. They are they're a very rare race beyond the Fey Wild, and for very few have come across these Eladrin. At least those few who have come across them to remember that they have, as they've come into the Feywild itself. But there are some tales of interesting figures like this who are they're elven in nature, but are connected to emotion and connected to the seasons, all as a result of the Feywild. It makes them very interchangeable and intriguing as a race and as a people. And you're just kind of connecting that these aren't just your typical elves. They are Fey elves. As you make your way towards their one of the bedrooms that you can see, one door lies open and is empty, and the other door is currently closed.
By the way, I picture Hondo explaining that to all of us, and it's much less elegant than how you just explained it.
Can I be cutting him off the whole time and also adding little notes?
Yeah, Hondo, you explain that. Go.
Yeah.
Yep. That's about it.
See, the Fey elves. Yeah, emotions, seasons.
They live in this area, they're local elves.
Yeah.
Nothing important here.
Did he just say local?
I think he said local.
Local? Crazy?
No,
They're crazy?
Local.
No, they're not crazy.
Yes,
They
they
are very rare.
Gosh, what am I dealing with here? You are terrible students.
Did you ever have a schooling?
My schooling was on the open oceans, okay? I learn everything firsthand.
Did you refer to your family as a school?
My family, I don't even remember them anymore.
Okay.
As Hondo reminisces of family, you are at
I
the
want to
door.
insight check that so bad.
Do it. I love it.
You're focused on other things.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And you are at the door of this bedroom. A moment passes, and Eldwin comes to the door, kind of looking out, not suspiciously, but just looking you over to see how you're doing, and then pulls the door open fully, and you can see the two younger ones are still asleep in the one bed, and he kind of gestures over to Navi and kind of just gives her a nod, and they exit out of the bedroom, kind of pushing you guys back a little bit into this hall landing, and closes the door behind. And in Elvish says, "They need a little bit more sleep than we did. If it would be all right with you to speak without them."
Totally. We could go someplace else too if you'd like.
Perhaps. It depends on what matters you wish to speak of, but there are many different areas we could speak. The study, the astronomy tower. If it wasn't such frigid weather, I would say the rooftop garden would be perfect, or the conservatory even. But I suppose it matters not.
Maybe the study would be nice. This place sounds like paradise before,
It truly was. Follow me. And he begins leading back the way you guys came, towards the master bed, but up a stairwell and beyond the master and towards another kind of northeastern tower. He begins kind of winding up this tower, and you follow in suit this long trail of you. And as he opens a door at the top, light spills in down the spiraling stone staircase and into as you enter into this would have been very comfortable and enjoyable large library collection, shelves full of books, tables and pillows all around the floor as seating areas, these longer kind of like chaise lounge type setup. It's all very cushy and comfortable, and another a massive open like balcony that looks off over the towards the hedge maze. But as it is all open, the interior is windswept and frostbitten as well, and it gives it a far more sinister look than comforting. But nonetheless, Eldwin leads you inside and says, here we are. Hopefully this is more fitting what we speak of, but not quite as comfortable as it once was.
I don't even really know where to begin here. I think the most urgent thing for me to know is, do you know where the Summer Queen resides in the Feywild?
He looks you kind of up and down a little, and ascertains your intent is not ill, and seeing as you rescued them and faced down an enemy of her, you see this kind of quizzical inspection of you, and Mary recognizes it, and he says, I do. This is her realm. We're in her realm of High Sun, if not just her realm of the Feywild. Her court resides in the Somerset Isles, and her court of Senelise resides there as well. Truthfully, that is, the Somerset Isles are our home, away from here. It's where we're from. It's not far from here, but a day's journey.
What did you call her court?
Senelise.
You don't happen to have a map? Or you don't know if there's one here, do you?
Actually, I believe Sylvanas was in the process of collecting a map. Part of our training was to begin plotting that around us. Give me a moment. And he begins kind of searching around. Hey. He kind of pushes aside a bunch of other papers, and there's some rolled parchment, and he's kind of flipping through. And as you guys are watching him kind of go through this search, you get a look around the study yourselves, and it's as I described, very comfortable. Shelves of leather-bound books and lots of artwork on the walls. However, there's one piece that stands out to you all, and it is a very large piece of art. And it kind of catches you a little by surprise. You see a painting of beauty and of realism that you haven't quite seen before. It depicts 6 individuals who look familiar to you. Having seen massive statues of them in the halls of the Platinum Sanctuary and read their tales, you see a wizened old elf, silvery hair in an unkept flow that falls about the shoulders across the pauldrons of brilliant green leather plates of the Warden of the Fae. You see the elf's rich brown skin is not wrinkled as the form you may have come to find, and the face bears a wide, handsome smile and twinkling blue eyes. You see an image of Sylvanas standing in the middle of a group, arms draped over 2 other individuals. On the right side of the portrait, his left, you see familiar armor as well. A tall, lean, half-elven woman bearing the mithril plate of the Plate of Valkyrie. She too smiles widely. A thick braid of black hair that curls around the neck and across the breastplate. Her skin tanned and scarred, but strikingly beautiful, and a familiar visage of Reina Theanestra. On Sylvanas' right, frame left, you see a tall, muscular man, deep brown skin like that of the people of Marrakesh. He too is armored, though ornately so. Golden breastplate and pauldron sit atop a flowing white robe tunic that matches a white and gold gilded turban atop his head. He smiles widely beneath this large black beard, as unkempt and wild, and his hands sit tucked into a red sash about the waist. Beside this figure, standing further back in frame, leaning against the arch of alabaster stone or marble, you see a human man in black and blue robes, a white hood bunched about the shoulders. Bald, though bearing a pointed goatee and mustache of thin black hair. You see wild eyebrows that sit above piercing eyes that do seem to stare into you as you look into the picture. Leaning against his shoulder, nearly 6 inches taller than he, a beautiful golden onyx staff. At its apex, you see this flare of golden spiral that holds within it a brilliant blue gem. On the opposite side of frame stand the last two figures, both shorter than the rest, the one holding the other above his head. On the ground, with hands raised over his head, you see a stout dwarf, muscular and hairy, a wiry red beard and hair like flame mane frame a young and cheerful face. Mouth agape in the midst of shouting gleefully. He's shirtless, though around his waist he wears this thick belt of leather. Center framed within, you see this metallic warrior face, unleashing a similar battle cry. And held over his head, you see a cheery halfling woman, though her hair is alight with flame and her eyes like burning coals. Across her body lies this mantle of glittering feathers of beautiful reds, oranges, and golds. It is clasped over a sashed tunic or dress that is also held at each shoulder with a golden wing clasp. You also see a plaque along the bottom. And as you all kind of gather close, you see it reads in common, the Alabaster Tower, 424 of the Silver Age, Ragnar Stormborn, Castiel, Reina Theanestra, Sylvanas, Al-Asir, Mordenkainen. As you all kind of look over this brilliant painting, you hear behind you, Eldwin, I have found it. He clears a space on a table and begins to unroll a map that I will show to you.
Ooh. Kyle's been working so hard on this. I'm like, I promise I will find a way for us to
You know
get us
what?
a
We
map.
don't need to see the map. We don't need to see the map. Let's just
Skip it.
wing it.
What's better, just to drop it in to like the chat so you guys can all open it yourselves, or to
Yeah,
screen share?
If you don't mind, why don't you drop it in the chat? That way it doesn't disrupt the Zoom flow
I'll put it in our...
for
Chat?
future Scott.
That's what I was asking you. Where is
Scott, where will you be? Future Scott.
What will
How
you be?
long-
What will you be doing?
How far in the future will this take? Coronavirus
February?
over yet?
Tell us.
Tell us, please.
If it's over, let
Bet
the
it
group
is.
know.
It'll take a while for Mary to stop looking at that and come to the table.
Yeah, Brawley as well.
Oh shit, this looks cool. We're downloading it. One sec.
Oh, wow.
Become big. Oh shit.
Or did that mess it up?
Nope. I'll just go like this.
Wow.
Oh shit. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Eldrin, where are we on this map?
The winter
point-
boat.
He points down at the castle in the bottom right and says, I'm surprised the map is already reflecting the change of the woods beyond. That is truly troubling. But we are here, and he points at the castle in the bottom right, just above the kind of dying woodland area. This here is Castle Avalon. And he points, follows the line of water up and around towards the islands there and says, these here are the Somerset Isles. And then above, where it's a little those islands that are elevated above. It says at the very top here is Senelise.
What about this snowy mountain range to the northwest?
This is the realm of Deep Winter, the realm of the Queen of Air and Darkness. She's the Queen of the Unseelie. I assume you are familiar. He kind of looks across all of you with our courts. Our realm is much different than yours, I understand. If you wish, any of you can make a history check.
I'm doing it. I'm impressed because
wouldn't know anything about this.
I was hoping I wouldn't.
Mondo, you actually might, because you've heard a lot of tales and stuff.
I rolled a 24.
Hondo, Gord, you guys can make a shot. I am kind of assigning a mental DC of, like, if Alana and Mary would be a different DC than Valentine and Hondo and Gord.
Basically impossible. Which is why
Feels right for my boy Hondo.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, Hondo.
You stop paying attention.
You heard court and said, "I'm not going anywhere near courts. That's not my jam."
No.
Gord, do you want to try, or are you just gonna let these guys take it?
Yeah, they can take it.
Okay, Val, what'd you roll?
24.
Okay. You know that Titania, as you are closest with the Summer Queen, the court of the Seelie Fae, she falls into a leadership role, more or less, of the Seelie side of the court, and that being the side of the majority of the realm of the Feywild, of light-aligned seasons and peoples and creatures of the Feywild. However, there is always an antithesis. There is the Unseelie court, and they too have governance, and that being the Queen of Air and Darkness. Her name unknown to you, and purpose unknown, though you've even heard them recently through your communications with the elders in the Vale of the purposes of balance and one keeping the other in check. But the Unseelie are they're as powerful, if not quite as widespread. That's about as much as you know.
I had a vision. I'll say this to Eldrin. What's his name?
Eldrin.
I had a vision of the Summer Queen. I saw 3 stone thrones. Does that sound familiar?
I have never personally witnessed Senelise, though I have heard its tops are of the islands are beautiful, and her, of course, immensely so. And though she is our queen, there are others who will reside along the council side along with her. There could be 2 others who would take that position. Lord Oberon once held one position, and the others sometimes are held by the lords and ladies of light. Even Sylvanas once told me he sat atop the throne in the times of trouble. But Queen Titania takes the main throne, so to speak. He kind of points out the map again and just says, if we were to take, there are boats below outside the conservatory. We could sail our way along the Shimmer Run and into the loch and to the Somerset Isles, if that's where we're headed, if you are like-minded.
I think that's where we need to go. The guy, the Duke Katha, I saw him in a vision as well, and he went to, I think I saw him moving to a mountain range as a crow of some kind. I don't know if that was the mountain range on this map in the, what did you say, the Deep Winter?
Yes, the realm of Deep Winter.
I don't know if he's going there. I don't know if he's got some relation to the Queen of Air and Darkness. But what I do know is that Titania needs our help, and we need to go there right away.
She may be able to help identify where he is and where he may strike next. And more importantly, she needs to be told, one, of Sylvanas' passing and what happened here. And two, if, as you suggest, the Duke Katha is aligned with the Unseelie court, this could mean war. This could mean untold death of the Fae.
I think we're lucky to be alive at this moment. I think it's already upon us.
Then I suppose there is no time to wait.
Fortunately, we have an extremely wise and capable sea captain among us. A seaman, if you will.
Excellent. That will prove very useful.
Everyone looks sheepishly to Hondo.
Got you covered.
Before we leave this place, Val, do you want to see if there's a lot of books here, a lot of research?
Al has been trying so hard not to touch every book he sees.
It might not hurt to, even if we don't read it now, we don't take the time now, find some titles that might make sense, and who knows, we could learn something.
I don't want to be disrespectful to you and to Sylvanas' memory, but these could really help us, and I gotta be real with you, I love books, and I would love to read anything and everything in here.
I have no ties to them. They are free for whoever is in need. Sylvanas kept a collection, but should anyone ever be in need, he is not tied to it, and sadly he is no longer here even to claim ties if there were any. So feel free.
Do you have a good read on where certain sections of these books are, if I asked you a couple questions?
Unfortunately, no. Sylvanas was not one of order, so to speak.
I can relate.
There's not... he was more feeling. It would come to him when he needed it, is his thought process.
Okay. Perhaps if you want to prepare, if you feel comfortable leaving us here, we can try and find some books or read some books, and you can talk to your family, friends. I'm not sure if they're going to come with us or if you want to prepare them to stay.
No, I cannot leave them here. They need to return home. We cannot be far from home for too long. This feels wrong. But please take as much time as you need. The longer the young ones can sleep, the better for them. They've been through a lot.
Okay.
I will go about preparing ourselves. If I may ask of you something, or one of you at least. We need to return Sylvanas' body to the Queen as well. If someone could help with that, I would appreciate it.
I'll help with that.
Thank you. It need not be something we do immediately, but preferably before we bring the young ones along.
Could we just burn the bodies and present the ashes?
He will ultimately likely be either burned as way of our people, or if the Queen sees fit with the service of such a great figure, he will likely become one with the Fae in a multitude of ways, and it should be up to her how his form is transmuted.
Thank you. I will be sure to come get you when that is time.
Excellent. Please take your time here. Take as you wish.
For the first time since Heartbreaker, Valentine will almost smile looking at all of these books. Guys, I think there's like a couple things we should really focus on. I would look for books on the Unseelie Court or the Duke Katha, but also look at the Hall of Heroes and look at all their relics. We should see if there's any info about the relics out here.
Yeah, my first thought was, I wonder if this man keeps a diary.
Diary, great.
From that time.
But like, look at Mordenkainen's staff, look at the belt, look at the mantle of the phoenix or whatever.
Lavender, do you think you could get down an approximation of that picture in your notebook?
Can you draw that?
Oh, yeah, I could totally do that. That was really hard for her because she wasn't paying attention to any of this. She was basically just like sifting through the books and like looking at pages. Like, she has a very short attention span. But she did find one book and start reading it. And that book, Kyle, was...
What are you looking for?
First of all,
What would catch your eye?
I was just looking for anything obviously on Estevatol.
Okay, great.
If you want to in this time spend time looking for something like that, I would say make an investigation check.
Okay.
But if you want to just stumble on something that you find interesting, it wouldn't be that.
But I mean, we were in the Feywild, so I was just like, I'll stop looking for this stupid book.
Okay.
And then I end up just trying to look up the history of like the regions of the Feywild.
Okay, make an investigation check with that in mind.
18.
Okay. Quickly enough, you do find like I say, there are no sections here, but you can gauge the age of books based on the wearing of the spines and the different types of coverings these different books have. And you do come across none of these necessarily have titles. They seem like they are written in a similar hand, as if Sylvanas had been writing and detailing a lot of, or someone at least, the same hand is writing and detailing most of these books, and they all seem to be along the same lines, in the same handwriting, I mean. But you do come across one that is just a detailing kind of list of places in the Fae, and kind of a smattering of details about each of the realms, and you're able to get at least some names of places, and there are some drawings of certain figures and places within the realm, and you're able to you have a book that is more or less a journal of the Feywild, as Sylvanas at one point in time was adventuring through. You have that in your possession as Mary calls you to potentially try and draw this painting.
I will go to Mary and be like, whatever book you look for will be the most important book, and I have faith that you're going to find it because you're clutch in these scenarios, and I'll inspire her.
Okay.
Ooh.
D10.
I'll also preface this by saying you guys are going to find whatever you try and find, but to really read and get the knowledge you're looking for will take more than a 10-minute, 5-minute search.
That's why I figured we'd like take whatever we have with us.
It will be sifting through and trying to learn, like, is this okay? Like, is this what we want? Okay. And then over your short and long rests, you will be able to ingest said knowledge.
Tight. That's really cool. Then let's grab like a bunch of books that try and focus on, like Unseal Court, what happened to the heroes, maybe something on relics. Is that okay to just call it like that, or do you want to do individual searches, Kyle?
Everyone's going to have to do individual just to make my life a little easier.
Yeah.
And if Lavender's going to try and make an approximation of this painting, she's going to make a performance check for me. While the rest of you, if you want to call out what you're looking for and an investigation in kind, go nuts.
You can do your reroll if you want. No, I don't think you can.
Right.
Maybe you can. Check if that's
Hopefully
the one that comes
I
back
have it.
on the wild surge.
Oh, that comes back on the wild surge. Yeah.
Okay, you could. You could.
I'm gonna re-roll this. You make me so nervous because you frigging just stare at it, and then you look,
Okay,
and then before I even know, you go, "Oh, good one," or "Oh man."
I apologize for having reactions.
21.
Great! So good.
That's all I'm looking for.
Just right.
The other one was a 5, so not as good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very bad drawing.
Yeah. I just end up drawing me.
Just you.
Or you just draw everyone with like googly eyes and you get bored and you draw like,
a kitty.
yeah.
No, you actually do a solid representation of this portrait and getting a lot of the detail of the faces of each of these figures and focusing very heavily on each of the artifacts that you can see are adorning each of their bodies in this painting. And also, just the full setting. Like you do a very good job of recreating this in your book.
Thank you.
However, what are you guys searching for?
I want to try and find a book on the which one want I go for? I want to try and find a book on the Queen of Air and Darkness.
Okay, so the Unseelie and the Queen. Roll investigation.
It was a 19 before it bounced
no.
to a natural 1.
Oh.
It's fitting, really.
It's
That
really
sucks.
fitting. It's a real fitting.
You as everyone fans out to start searching, you start flipping through books and you are so thrilled just to be feeling paper and reading again, but the words seem illegible. The text is swimming before you. The information is just not getting through, and you worry like you have a concussion or something has happened, and you're really having a very difficult time focusing. And every time you try and push through, you feel this sudden just like shoot in your chest, and like right behind your eye is like a coming migraine, this frigid cold dagger that seems to just keep breaking any concentration, any attempt. And unfortunately, you spend the time as everyone else is searching just kind of sad.
Can I try and hide that from the group?
Make a deception check against everyone's passive insights, which really is only Mary's.
26.
I think that beats everybody's, including Mary's.
Yeah, mine's only a 21.
Only.
Yeah.
I'll just try and keep it to myself.
Yeah, you catch yourself early because almost immediately as you start searching, it hits hard. So the initial wave of pain, you manage to get under control, but then the fear that settles in behind it all, you hide very well. Alana, what are you going to search for?
Well, since I saw the painting and it kind of like inspired me, just because one of them is my ancestor, I would like to look up books on the Furious Six if I can.
Sure. See what you can find.
Okay.
Investigation.
I don't know. Oh, fine. 13.
Okay. You are searching for a while, and you don't necessarily come across a detailed account of their time or anything specific about of Ragnar Stormborn or their adventures necessarily, but you find a small story, like a book of short stories, and one of them mentions Ragnar Stormborn, and details in this story this like adventure that he and this figure Castiel go on together, and it's as much as you get before this search time kind of comes to a head, but it's something that you found a connection, and you'll have to read it later and see what you can learn from it.
Okay. And then as I'm like reading it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it away.
Mhm.
I'm going to kind of like turn to the painting because I assume Lav is still like trying to copy it. And I
Yep.
just kind of look and I whisper to myself, like, and I look at him and I go, we could I could sure use your guidance right about now. And that's it.
You can see, like, as you kind of look at the painting too, the effect of it is so real that it feels as if they're in the room, and there's almost a movement of the characters as if they're still breathing, they're still existing, they're still here with you. And perhaps it's just a trick of the light, perhaps it's just wishful thinking, but you feel like the figure looks towards you and you feel a little warmer and a little happier. It just feels good. You feel emboldened. Hondo, what are you looking for?
Would I be able to look for information on the Dark Queen since Val failed?
Yeah, you can try. The advantage to this is you guys can try the same thing without knowing it, because there's no order. You're not searching the same section. You're just hoping and taking a shot. You don't know that Valentine didn't find anything. Okay. Investigation.
You're good at this too.
I think that's 11, so that's 25.
Absolutely. You find a series of notes detailing the realm of Deep Winter and detailing areas in and around the realm of Deep Winter, and you find a beginning passage that is going to encompass what looks like a large chunk of this book, named Aurelia, Queen of Air and Darkness. And you gather this is going to have a lot of knowledge on her and her realm. But as I say, like you quickly, like, this is going to help, and then make your way out as you found something of note.
Found something good, everyone.
Same.
Probably better than yours, Val.
Val just like picks a random book off the shelf. It's like, yeah, I totally found something.
Gord, what are you looking for?
Nothing really. I'm just kind of standing back, observing everyone else.
Okay.
You should search for Tenebrious.
Oh.
Oh.
Or the Astral Sea. Or just jump.
You can try if you want, or you can just watch as everyone else goes about their business and look over the painting and look over your friends doing their thing.
I'm just observing.
Okay. Mary.
That could be. Yeah.
Oh shit, there's so many options. Honestly, I think I'm gonna look for an account of what happened with the what's it called? I have it in my notes, but not in these notes.
A reckoning?
Yeah.
The Reckoning? Okay.
Basically, like that whole period of time.
You're
And
like,
the
I
last
just
time
told
the last
that?
time something like
Wow.
broke through the planes, because that's kind of what's trying to happen now.
For sure.
Okay.
Feeling good. It's like I've heard a couple of these before.
Oh yeah, you're so well versed.
I am like, my brain is busted. I flip through my notes. I'm like, what the hell is it called?
He's like literally studying this on a daily basis.
That's true. I rolled okay, but I'm gonna use inspiration anyway. Ooh, which was a 7, so that is investigation, right?
Mhm.
31.
Wow.
With thank you
That's
to
a lot.
inspiration.
You didn't use it?
No, I said thank you to inspiration.
Oh, I was like,
it gave
oh my
me,
God,
it gave me an
you-
extra 7.
If you didn't use it, that's going to be insane.
No, I can't possibly. Actually, no, I could get a 31. If I rolled a natural 20, I could get a 31, but that's the only way.
Jesus.
Mary, as you begin your search, you quickly start looking for, you want something that is from an age hundreds of years old. As you're thinking of the Reckoning, you're thinking this is a figure who lived through this and fought in one of the literal shaping wars of all ages that we've ever known in the world. The thing you're looking for is ancient in nature. So, dismissing anything that looks new, dismissing anything whose spines and coverings look even slightly weathered, you need something old. And your fascination, too, with this painting, as you're making your way across, and quickly you look over at Lavender's work and see that she's progressing very well, and it's actually surprisingly good. You are making your way across. She's real
next to all the pictures that are. No, it's good. It's just funny to see something like so beautiful when there's little cartoony portraits everywhere.
Lav was here.
Yeah.
But one thing that catches your eye is the year of the painting that is written there, 424. That is only 2 years prior to the end of the Reckoning. This painting is a depiction of the figures who would go on to battle Tharizdun, to battle and fall, in some cases, in the Reckoning. And you see a pile of books kind of around the area near this painting, but one in particular isn't even a pile of books so much as a selection of ancient-looking parchment that is ringed and held together, and 2 pieces of wood sit as coverings on either side, and it is bound together by this kind of green vine. You pull this free and see it for one of the first in this grouping of books has a name etched into its front in Elvish, and it says An Age of Heroes. And you kind of unclasp this odd vegetative lock and open up to see an account that is a journal that begins in the year 424, and as you quickly flip through, ends in the year 427, which is the year after the Reckoning took place, and the beginning of the Second Age of Arcanum, the end of the Silver Age. And you're pretty confident this is going to be full of some important information.
Very good.
All right, cool. I'll just take the book and look at the painting again, and makes her weirdly sad at all the people who didn't make it through it. And before she can get too sad about thinking about what that means for us, I'm going to just give it to Val to put in his bag so it stays safe. Say, this is something that it's going to take a while to get through, but hopefully it gives us fucking something.
This looks good. This looks really good. I didn't get something this good. That's great.
All right, cut yourself some slack here. You still look like shit.
I'm fine. I'm ready to go.
All right.
You guys have expended the time that you wanted to. It's taken you a half hour to an hour of searching and taking a look. You can take more time and try again if you wish, but that was at least one round of searching and trying to find something that you are comfortable with saying this was worthwhile.
After that, in the disappointment of Valentine's thing, he'll go get Eldrin and go tend to Sylvanus's body.
Okay. He is just kind of collecting some things, and make an insight check.
18. Sorry. Yes, 18.
Yeah, that was a natural one. As you make your way out of the study and down into the kind of main foyer area, this great hall opening, you see Eldwin a little surprised and unprepared for you to be there. You can see he was in the midst of on like his hands and knees searching for something. and tries to cover it up very poorly as he stands up and says, we can, if you're prepared to leave, we can prepare the boats, or if you wish, we can prepare Sylvanas' body now. Is that why you've come?
What are you looking for?
I wasn't looking for anything particular, just in the midst of the battle.
You were down on your hands and knees looking for something.
Just what may have fallen in the initial fight.
Do you want me to help you look for it? I'm pretty good at finding things.
Make a persuasion check.
$21.
You can see his like kind of bluish skin warm a little bit as he says, I know not why I'm trying to hide this from our rescuers and obvious allies. Sylvanas was a very powerful figure and carried with him some very powerful artifacts, sacred ones, in fact. He is one of the Lords of Light of the Fae and was blessed with a Ring of the Moon. It's something that he may have hidden when the initial fight came down. He was in the conservatory just beyond these doors here. I thought he may have gotten rid of it so it would not fall into the hands of the crow. If you wish to help, I would appreciate your help.
I'd be happy to help you look.
He kind of opens the door into the conservatory, having seemingly finished his search here, and if you want, either he can give you advantage, you can give him advantage on investigating.
You know what? You give me advantage, bud.
You got it.
Investigation?
Yep.
You know when you're like, this would be a clutch time to roll a natural 20? I rolled a 17 and a 20.
Hey! Awesome.
Thank you, guys, Scott.
Thank you.
You enter through the doorway of this conservatory, and Eldwin makes his way forward, and you can see that there is an initial long hallway of stone. Well, I shouldn't say long. It's a short hallway of stone that at the end rises a few steps and leads into this domed conservatory. And you can see it stretches off the back at the end of the castle here and stretches over. You can see like a doorway down, and through open archways and windows you see a small dock where you see a handful of boats are currently moored. Currently amidst frozen waters, but nonetheless are there.
It's going to be tough.
But he kind of says he was in here when it began. Perhaps he hid it somewhere in here, and I couldn't imagine it falling into the hands of the crow. But I suppose he even has his armor, and let's just see if we can find it. He describes it as this crystalline band ring. He says it kind of shifts in color and shifts in its appearance to match the seasons almost, depending on where you are, what mood you're in, what magic you use. But its base is this crystalline structure. And you begin looking around the room, and you can see this once was a domed room overflowing with green life that now fights back against cold, and is all of the greenery has fallen into decay, frostbite, and there are garden beds all around the exterior that Eldwin begins looking. But in the middle of the room, you see a well. and this bucket and overall structure around this well. And you begin walking around the exterior, but you can see signs of dirt up and around the well, and immediately feel a presence was there. You make your way forward and look down into the well, just looking over the edge. And you can see the water is about maybe 6 feet down. And what light is getting in here, which is still kind of dusky light, you can see it glistening off of frozen water. But there is a glimmer within this ice. Catches your eye.
The ice 6 feet down. Let me just check on some shit that I have. Could I crawl into this well? How big is this well?
It's wide enough that you can slip down into. It's not massive, but about maybe 4 feet wide in a circle, about a 4 foot circumference.
Yeah, I'll try and hold onto the ledge and then drop in a bit.
Yeah, you're just shy of 6 feet. You're not too down into this well, but you land on solid ice. But as you get closer now, the light is difficult here, and you have no source of light with you. But you can see about a foot beneath this ice, this faint kind of shimmer-looking item. It's difficult to make out through the ice.
I go to my waist to click on Heartbreaker for light.
The pain racks your chest again.
And then I will hold my hand up and I'll click on Thorn. And then I want to just try and stab into the ice.
Make an attack roll.
Not bad for a stationary object. 21.
Yeah, it's not so much can you hit it, it's how deep and how well you can cut through. And with this, it's actually kind of the perfect blade for this, punch down and carve a section. It carves a straight line down, and you do another, and then another, and you carve out this almost like inverted pyramid or ziggurat of ice, and use the blade to kind of pry up this section, and you're able to lift out about a 6-inch section of ice that is kind of in this little upside down pyramid, and within, as you hold it up in this clear ice, you see this perfectly crystal ring.
Cool. I will just put that in my pocket for now and then turn off Thorn and then just crawl out of it.
Sure. Make an athletics check.
It's not gonna be good. That's not bad. 17.
Yeah, easy enough. It's not super far down, but you don't need assistance. You're able to haul yourself up and out. And Eldwin is kind of saw you drop in and expected you to be falling in water, and it's froze there as well, right?
Frozen. What would you do if you found this ring?
He kind of looks at you for a moment and says, "It is not mine to decide. The ring chooses a bearer, or the queen appoints it to one. It's not our place to decide."
Well, we should get it out of this ice then, and I'll show him with a smile.
He is not overjoyed, and you don't see it break through. However, you do see the blue of his skin fade, almost crack in places. You see this faint gold light kind of seep through, and his eyes shift from deep wells of blue to a faint yellow, and you can see a smile break across his face as he grabs hold of it. I don't know if you can do anything with this. You might be able to. Let's see.
He stabs you.
It's mine now, bitch.
You are stabbed.
Yeah, I'm gonna allow that. As he's holding it in his hands, you see him concentrate very hard, and you see faint cracks begin to form. As from the ring itself, you see like the ice begin to turn back into water, and begin to kind of slip away in his grasp, and left behind is just the ring. And he kind of just lets it sit in his palm, and then just puts it in like a breast pocket without touching it any further. Says, that has at least been one good thing to come of this day. Thank you.
Now let's take care of the bad thing.
Easy enough. You guys are able to cut free Sylvanus' body and wrap it in furs, and able to help him carry it back to one of the boats that are in this ice. And he kind of looks out and says, well, that will be some trouble, but I'm sure we can figure something out. This will be the quickest way to return home. I'd rather not travel on foot. I don't think the young ones could make it.
I've got some fiery friends and an experienced sea captain.
I had hoped so. And you guys place his body into one of the boats. You can see there are 4.
I'll just radio everyone. We're pretty much good to go down here. If you hang a left and take the stairs, you'll get to these boats. Tell Lav, please don't leave her up there. Just doodling.
Bob, we're leaving.
What?
We're leaving.
Okay, well, if anybody cared, I'm almost done.
I'll look over her shoulder.
It looks really good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really detailed. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, Hondo's been letting me draw him. I've been getting better at drawing people, especially that detail.
I trust your judgment about Lavender.
So happy I didn't hear that conversation.
You guys all begin to gather together and make your way out through this conservatory where Valentine has instructed you to meet up. Elduin has returned with Navi and the 2 young ones. And the 4 of them will go on one boat, and you guys have 3 boats between you, one of which has Sylvanus' body in it. But Elduin says, first and foremost, your friend Valentine here had mentioned the ability to rid us of some of this ice. It will make our journey far easier, but we can lead once the river is flowing once more.
Lav, we might need some fire. I could even try some stuff. Before we go, maybe while they're prepping this stuff, can I try and cast? I have a 5th left. Can I try and cast Find Greater Steed with it?
Sure. How long does it take?
10 minutes?
Sure.
Yeah.
As you, when are you doing this while they're going to start clearing this away, or were you planning to do that before everyone came back down?
I think right after I radio, hey, come on down, I would just walk out and try and, maybe at the dock edge, just kind of like kneel down,
Sure.
Look to where we're headed, and just try and take a moment and be like, I'm coming, you can do this, you're still you, and just try and get it.
Sure. You reach out, but without the focus of Heartbreaker, and with the clouded world and pain that you feel, You attempt to try and draw on the energy. I need you to make a charisma check. D20 plus 5.
9.
You expend the spell energy, and you see nothing come forth from it, and the energy rebounds into you.
Oof.
You take 9 points of cold damage
Oh,
as the 10 minutes pass, as everyone behind your friends and everyone begins to make their way towards you with no focus and that incredible pain. The energy is just not with you, and despite being in her realm, something has tainted the connection between the two of you. And unfortunately,
I'll pretend like I was just saying a prayer and just try and hide the panic and turn around. Well, yeah, the ice.
make a deception check. Mary, you can make an insight check.
Wow.
23.
do math. Sorry.
What'd you roll?
What'd you get?
I rolled this. Oh, it's plus 11. That's easy math to do. I rolled a 16, so it's 27.
Ooh!
Mary, as you and the whole group exit, you see Valentine wince in pain, and then you watch his face shift from fear to a mask of hide and be the hero.
Anything for now?
So this ice, Lav, maybe you want to use some fire on this ice.
I could do that.
Not the big fire, by the way. Not the big fire, just the little fire.
Okay.
Maybe you and Alana can work together like you did before. If you weaken points, she can bust this shit up.
We can do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys can see as you guys get to the edge of the dock here and look, this like river section, this small river that is that heads off into the woods beyond, that is still kind of snow on either side. The ice looks relatively thick and spreads for a few hundred feet, but you are attempting what?
How big are these boats?
Yeah.
They are like canoe-sized.
So maybe we portage this, because this could take a long ass time. I think we should just portage it. It's going to take a while.
Well, how long is what we can see? How much of it is frozen?
You can see there's at least 100 feet, if not 200 feet, of ice of this river.
Why don't we just portage it, go for a walk? If we start to hear cracking, then we know it's thin enough and we can fire it and break it.
Well, can we walk along the side instead?
Yeah, potentially like the shoreline?
There
Just so no one falls through.
There are
Could
banks
we
on
put
either
all
side.
of them together and then I can just teleport them?
Telekinesis.
Telekinesis or teleport?
Telekinesis them?
Yeah, absolutely. You can carry like 500 pounds or something like that with telekinesis.
I think it's like a literal 1,000 pounds.
It's a lot.
Yeah, like you
Oh,
can
no, get
easily
on
carry. You could carry 4 boats pretty easily. Just like the thing would be to stack them together, but with all 4 with your whole group, that is not a problem. But as you cast telekinesis, wild magic surge.
Oh boy.
Oh.
18.
I had a feeling for that one.
Good control over it, and it's a simple thing using a high level spell, but using it to lift these things, and you see the worry of having to portage fade from these elven Eladrin figures, but they you guys begin to make your way along the embankment that is easiest to get across, and begin to set off. You notice immediately the Eldrin troop are falling behind your regular pace, and they're definitely slow, and as a whole, they're slowing your progress down, but still traveling, just a much slower pace than
Is
you
it
are.
like,
Annoying. I'm doing like all of the work.
are the littles slowing it down, or all of them?
It seems all of them.
Okay. I say
but
piggyback,
also with
but
the
there's no
littles.
point in.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately, all of them are a little too exhausted for this type of journey.
I'll lean over to Alana and say, as much as it was probably a good idea to leave him, Keith would have been helpful about now.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have fit in a bow, but
No, and knowing him, how much he's eaten, he would probably fall through the ice and then we'd be doomed anyway, so it's probably for the best he's not here. He's not too keen on water.
poor guy.
You guys travel the few hundred feet, and it is, as I say, a longer journey than you had hoped or anticipated. But you find the edge of where the ice is starting to thin, and you're about 50 feet off of easy to set your boats down in and travel water. As you begin to go about the process, almost entirely out of breath, Eldwin kind of comes to Valentine and to Mary, and in Elvish is saying, we are still unfortunately a little more weary than I had hoped. Perhaps we could split our numbers up with some of yours who are less weary and able to steer and to put forth our travel. We will guide, but if you could do the bulk of the heavy lifting, that would be greatly appreciated.
Yeah, of course. We have 4 of these canoes.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's figure out how to divvy this up. Everyone take an Aladdin.
Yeah, how many people do you think they'd fit?
You could fit 3 comfortably in each. Anything beyond that would be pushing it. 2 most comfortably, but 3 for sure.
Well, something's gonna have to take an extra. But I mean, I guess with little kids. Right? Because there's 4 and... what? 10 of us? No, 9 of us?
Nope.
10.
I'm writing this down. Okay, so what if we did Val, Brawley, Aldrin in one? We can lead.
I don't know that we want to separate, like, a kid and a parent in case something fucking happens and we, like... It might be better to have one of us and, like...
Lav is great with kids.
I don't want to be stuck with some dumb kid.
She can't even speak their language.
You're also great with kids, Mary. You're real. Why don't we do... one kid get a real fun ride. Why don't we do Mary, one adult, you can talk to the adult, and then one elf, or one baby elf. Do we want to try and fit 2 baby elves in that one?
I think, like, if we can do... Does it make sense to everyone else to, like, one of us, one of the adults, one of the kids, and then, like, because that's a light boat, we have to fit 4 people in one, like, one of us who's lighter?
Yeah, so we just do that. You,
Okay.
adult elf, 2 babies.
Yeah, that works.
Brawley, Val, Aldrin. We have 2 boats left. Hondo has his own boat.
Oh, yeah.
And then Lav and Gord, are you guys okay with that? It kind of
Where are
feels
you
right.
going?
Pardon me?
Where are you
with,
going?
I'm with Brawley and Aldrin.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Hondo's with Sylvanas.
Hondo is with the body of Sylvanas. It's perfect.
Do not lose that
Don't do
body.
anything weird over there.
And who is, I guess, how many paddles do we have?
There are
Like-
2. There are 2 per
Okay.
canoe.
But is it like paddle like a canoe where each person gets a paddle, or is it paddle like a rowboat?
No, paddle like a canoe.
Okay.
I just want to see Gord and Lav paddling their canoe. It's a great image for me.
Be like
Send your fan art in, please.
Venice.
Just a cat and a changeling.
So, One person from each boat can make an athletics check at advantage to make your way across.
Do I actually have advantage given that the other
I have
people in my
advantage.
boat are
Athletics. One
not
very athletic.
helpful?
Oh, I sorry. I was like doing my own thing over here.
I'm the only one of us.
Then you are at solo roll. If there are two of you guys in a boat, you have advantage. So Hondo and you are straight athletics rolls.
rolled a natural 20, so that's fine.
Pretty good. Brawley, you take the advantage for us. Why don't you just roll twice?
Gord, you do this
I
one.
can
I'm
do that.
literally -2 athletic.
3 from the sea captain. Was that with advantage? Roll twice.
He doesn't have advantage. He's solo.
Oh,
I rolled
Hondo.
a 19 plus 10, so yeah, 29.
Real fucking good.
Athletics is 11.
Rolled 24.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, then in that case, all of you spend this day traveling at a relatively good pace, comfortably, not straining yourselves, and making the journey down the Shimmer Run River. Eldwin just basically says to follow the river, and eventually it will lead you to the Euphoria Lock, and you will see the Somerset Isles before you. And as the day's journey leads you along this river, you get to see beyond for the first time, the Feywild, beyond this frigid, deadly cold, and more into the world of the Fey as you had hoped. The river itself is shimmering blue, almost like painfully sparkling bright blue. Peering beneath its surface as you continue your day's travel, you can see clear to the bottom. Fish are swimming abundantly, flowing plant life is plentiful as well. And as you sail over, this like school of silvery fish swims beneath your boat, beneath Hondo's boat, and breaks the surface, jumping over him in a large arc in unison as one large unit. And they crash back into the splashing water around the opposite side of the boat before swimming forward beneath the leading boat under Alana, and they clear out of the water once more, darting ahead of you and angling to jump in front of your boat's progress. As they clear the water once more, they just keep swimming into the air above the river as one school, just clearing the treetops along the southern bank and out of sight. The day's temperature begins to shift early on as well. You finally begin to break free of the frigid cold of unnatural winter and find a more temperate warmth, like that of a summer's eve. The sky itself shifts as the hours pass. This purple and pink of dusky sunset grows warmer, hints of pink and purple, and richer a flare of red across the sky now illuminates the space. With the guidance of the Eladrin, you see the river after about 4 or 5 hours of good travel begin to widen ahead as your bodies begin to feel the wear of a day of paddling, and accompanied with the wounds sustained in your fight. That weariness only subsides slightly as the river opens up into a large lake before you. A little ways ahead, as this lake widens, you see an island landmass and another several smaller pair connected by way of wooden bridges. You see these small jungle atmospheres lively with activity and music that seems to flow across the water, warm, welcoming, and energetic. However, more eye-catching are the islands that float above this one. In the sky, a mile or so above the mainland of these island landmasses, they seem to extend down to a point. You see another higher and further back that mingles with wisps of white cloud, these floating landmasses, each topped with jungle and flora, and the landmasses themselves that come down like inverted teardrops to a point. The Somerset Isles and realm of Titania lay before you. You're not far from the mainland, and on its beach you see a massive bonfire beginning to burn, and several figures out in the sand that are singing, dancing, and laughing as you make your approach. They too look elven and eladrin, but their skin, in difference to the figures who you've been traveling with, is golden and warm. The firelight of the bonfire on the beach shimmers off their hair and eyes. And you watch as you grow closer, the complexion of your traveling companion begins to lose the blue and white. The skin cracks slightly and hair begins to fade as you approach the island. And within the cracks of their skin, you see a golden hue streak beneath the blue. Their dour frowns and sorrowful tears begin to turn to faint smiles and the twinkling in the eye of golden light as you grow closer to the island. And quickly make your way to the Somerset Isles. Let's take a quick break.
Whoa.
I like being warmer.
Me too. I already feel better.
Me too.
Picking back up. With Eldwin's lead, you pilot your boats to a dock along this edge of the Somerset Isles, and you can see a large crowd of these golden-looking eladrin in this kind of bonfire summer festival feel to these islands. They seem cheery and welcoming, and with Eldwin helping, kind of, he steps forward and introduces you all to the people kind of at large. But you, for those of you who don't speak Elvish, you see a ripple of sorrow and sadness break through the crowd as you assume the worst of the news has been relayed. And sadly, some of what looked like a pretty fun experience, a pretty fun atmosphere, fades a little as this information is brought forth, and a couple others of this group step forward and look at you all, and with like polite nods and some words in Elvish of welcome for those of you who understand. But they pick up Sylvanas' body from one of your boats and kind of begin carrying it away into the inner portion of these islands where you can see some homes have been constructed. As you all begin to disembark, pull your stuff up, and set foot on Somerset Isle, what do you guys want to do?
Is Eldwin still with us?
He's not far off. Eldwin and Navi are speaking with another one of these golden eladrin. The two young ones have been taken off and have seemingly been met with some other family member or friend, and they're not far from you, Eldwin and Navi. They're speaking with a singular individual, but you guys are currently kind of left to your own devices.
How long have we been awake? Because I know what time of day is a question doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, you guys are definitely, you were feeling the wear of the day as you were kind of, it's a tasking chore to be paddling a boat for 4 or 5 hours, trying to travel at a good pace, especially after a pretty heavy fight and some only like faint recuperation. You guys are beat. It would be time for a rest very soon.
Maybe we try to find a way to put in a request for tomorrow morning. Get some rest, strategize.
I feel like my queen, my patron, was dying. I need to see her if I can now. Let's see, I guess, what the timeline is like on their end.
Okay.
I'll hop off the boat.
You guys are all on these sandy shores, these white sand beach shores of this island. And you can see this kind of jungle atmosphere has taken over these islands. And Eldwin and Navi are speaking with this individual if you want to make your way towards them.
Before I do, I'll kneel down in the sand and I'll take out some of Heartbreaker, what's left, think I'll keep the biggest chunk, but the rest of it, I'll make a little hole in the sand and put the rest there, and then put it off, and then just like pat the sand, but then hold on to the other broken part and put it in my pocket, and then walk towards them.
Okay. This quiet moment, the rest of you watch and kind of stay quiet and give Val his space. But you head towards these figures, and you begin to pick up them their tone as you're making your way forward. And Eldwin is just recapping what has taken place, the urgency of which needs to be relayed to the Queen. The figure that, as you make your way close, that they're speaking with is Eladrin, and is this golden figure, skin and hair of gold and clothing that is, it looks very well made of golds and reds, and kind of bears himself slightly more regally, as all Eldrin and elves kind of naturally do, but they seem to be almost reporting to him as some kind of position of power. But as you guys, with Valentine leading, make your way close, this figure turns to you all and says in Elvish, "My condolences for your loss. Eldwin has informed me you were victors in a way and also lost something precious. For that I am truly sorry. We as a people, the realm as a whole, have lost someone incredibly important this day. And loss is something we all share. So my condolences."
The same to you from us.
You are more than welcome to stay within our home here. Rest when you find yourselves strong enough. We may progress further with what it is you wish to accomplish here. Unless there's other things you wish to discuss.
How would I seek an audience or get to the Senelist's courts?
He casts an eye upwards towards the highest of the floating islands, and says, "If you can make the climb at any point in time, the Queen will see you. However, in some cases, she chooses not to, and your climb is very obviously impeded. But I think in your case, an exception would absolutely be made. But you must make the climb."
I'm good at climbing and falling, but then climbing again.
Do you intend to do this tonight?
I don't think I can. I reluctantly say, looking up.
How far up is it?
There are 3 different floating island structures that you need to kind of make your way up and then cross through. What looks like in the lowest 2, you can see like a vine connection. It looks like it would take at least an hour, 2 hours of pretty hard climbing.
We can fly if we want to.
Oh, I mean, if you have the ability to scale the skies, then that makes your job much easier. She will surely see you nonetheless.
My means of flying I don't have right now.
Would you like the rest first?
I don't know. I think
that's a yes. When we can't make decisions, usually because we're sleepy, right, Hondo?
Down for a good rest, yes.
As I said, you are more than welcome to rest here.
Do you know if she's okay? Do you have a connection to her?
We are all connected to her through blood, through love, through adoration and worship. I feel no loss of that connection.
What's the worst that can happen? We just fly up there real quick, twin spell, bing, bang, boom. You take a look inside, you see if you can take a rest, and if you can't, then we figure it out. We call down and say, hey, Hondo, can you bring him on that?
I just want to be more impressive than that.
We do a little flyby.
I don't want to.
What kind of security is up there?
He takes a much harder stance and look at you.
Not because it's
and says,
anything weird or anything bad.
Well, no one asks for security for good purposes. Why do you ask?
No, just to avoid any misunderstandings.
If you come with ill intent in your heart, there will surely be trouble. If you come with the intent for commune and for purpose and strength with the Queen, you will find no ill intent up there.
We will. And I tap Hondo's shoulder. We will.
It is entirely in your decision. But with Sylvanas gone, I understand the need and the desire to inform her as soon as possible. I myself will be making the climb tomorrow, as I believe Eldwin will be. And Eldwin looks to you and says, if you intend to travel tonight, I will go with you. He looks to Valentine specifically and says, what we've found needs to be returned.
Mary, Brawley, what do you think? Should we go right now or should we have a rest first?
Whatever you guys think is best.
Valentine, this is your call.
Did we get your name, by the way, sir? I apologize.
No apologies needed. My head is clouded with this news. My name is Ferris.
Yeah, I don't think we can wait. I think we gotta go right now.
Very well. The journey is yours. Eldwin knows the way. However, if you intend to fly, that is, your path is clear.
We have a carpet. We have your fly ability. How many spells do you have left, though?
I can target another person. I can upcast it to a 6.
Oh.
And then I can actually target an additional creature above the 3rd each time. So I can get a lot of us to fly. Plus, if I twin spell it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you can with a 6th level fly, you can hit 4 people, and then twinning it, you can get 1 additional.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get 5 with the fly spell if you do a 6 and twin.
Mm-hmm.
How long does fly last for?
An hour? Question mark? Let me look.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Concentration up to 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
60 feet duration. Or
Essentially-
60 feet or the duration.
For the duration.
10 minutes.
60 foot speed for the duration.
Every round.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
You guys can make an intelligence check anyway.
Yeah, will we make this?
Will you make it? You know
Smart.
how long it lasts. You know how fast you can move. How well can you gauge this distance? Anyone can make an intelligence check.
Do it. It's you.
I'll do it.
Just straight check.
Plus this.
This one. Oh wait, yeah. Sorry, yeah, you're right.
17.
It would be pushing it, but likely.
I mean, you
If you
could
move
just...
straight.
This is it. It's very, very close. We might be able to get there in 10 minutes, but this guy say take like an hour just to get up there. If we fall, we are literally falling from the highest point in the sky that you could fly.
Okay.
So if any of you are not confident flyers, I direct you to exit the spell. In the front, in the side, in the back, I'm going to be hitting you directly.
Mm-hmm.
Who is in to go?
So we can fit 4 people on the carpet. So you wouldn't necessarily have to hit 6.
Unless you want to bring...
They said they'd get their own way.
Well, Eldwin wants to go with you.
If Eldon's going to go with us, we should probably go with us because it's going to take him a lot longer, and it might be good to have an extra. Like, it's not like we're going to go up there and she's right there. Like, there are going to be other people to talk to potentially, and he'll know them.
If we
So you only have to hit 3 then, I think, right, Lev?
If we start to fall and the carpet catches us, of course we will be heavier weight, but will it soften the blow?
It could, and then we all go.
We could also try to time it and try to make sure that when we're getting close, we're just all really close to a face where we can potentially grab something.
I like the idea of that.
Or, I mean, we can... I don't have my way of flying.
Or what we could do, this is it. If it's that hour hike, we then just fly for the last 10 minutes. This guy is saying that he wants to be impressive, not just fly up there. So we basically do a little bit, and then we show up, we're here. We're a little sweaty, but it wasn't too hard.
We climb the mountain thing?
Well, not everyone has to. They have a carpet.
Ward, could you turn into a giant eagle?
Oh,
Can no one just dimension door it?
You can't do that anymore, man?
I can't.
Okay.
Teleport. Dimension door. Come on.
I can dimension. I literally have I fought my uncle. He kicked the shit out of me. Well, let's just try it.
Okay, so how far do you want to fly? Do you want to just hike the last 5 minutes? Or do you want to go all the way? That's risky.
I want to go all the way.
Okay, this isn't the end of like an adventure novel. This is like actually making a decision, life or death.
Mm-hmm.
I know you want to go all the way and see your queen and stuff, but like, is that the best decision to make?
So, Ferris, when you say make the climb, is there some sort of mountain or climbing thing?
There are vines and there are long trails and handholds in which we make a physical climb.
Okay, I got it. I think I was thinking of this the wrong way. I think I was thinking of this like Hondo. So we fly up and then we grab on. That's silly. What if we now hike an extra just 10 minutes? We're already where we need to be. We know that it's going to be that 10 minutes, easy to get there, no problem, nobody falls, everything's good. Can we just start the hike? And then I cast a spell, maybe we'll grab a snack, I don't know.
I have a 6th level spell left, so I could use polymorph. And
I'm confused about why nobody thinks this is a good idea.
why nobody thinks it's a good idea?
I'm
just concerned if something goes wrong. Many people's our usual ways of getting us out of trouble are spent at this point.
Yes.
That's my only concern. I'm not concerned about us capable of doing this. I'm a little concerned about we start the hike, we get halfway there, everyone gets suddenly tired because we're all look like shit. And then someone's falling and we can't do anything about it.
Okay, let me help clear something up then. There are multiple tiers of island to with like flat parts on the top. If you feel your spell is fading, you just go back down to the highest tier you've cleared, and you got to climb a little. You don't fall 7,000 feet.
That's all I'm saying.
There's places. There's land.
Those places.
All right, let's cast fly. You do your whole 6. You hit 5 people. Shit.
Yeah, regardless, the big thing, regardless,
I could do this.
You can't hit everybody.
No, so we have the carpet.
So some of you have to still hit the carpet, and Eldwin wants to go with you in one capacity. So add 1 to the rest of your troop.
Can you cast fly on 4 people? I will go on the carpet with Aldwin and Sylvanas' body.
I cannot.
You can't cast fly on 4 people? What do you mean?
No, I can even cast it on 3 people or 5 people.
Okay, 5 people is fine. 5 people is fine. Why don't you cast it on yourself, Brawley, Hondo, Gord,
The Flying Fishman.
and Mary. That's 5. And then I will be on the carpet with Sylvanas and Aldwin, and away we go. If you start to feel like it's about to stop, land on one of the islands.
Okay.
Unless
Sounds like
that's
a plan.
Hondo. Hondo, you aim for the water. Pencil dive.
It's a real nice swan dive.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold in the limbs. You don't want it to shatter.
Who has the carpet?
It's in my bag.
Oh.
No, I think it's in Gord's bag actually.
Gordon?
Gord, you release the carpet from your bag of holding. Valentine, Eldwin, and both of them carry Sylvanas' body on top of the carpet, and we look to Lavender.
Oh, the body.
I got it. Does Ferris want to come with us on the carpet? We have room.
He has no intention of moving right now.
Okay.
He seems comfortable with letting you guys do your thing.
So, do your thing. I take off with the carpet and move away from Lavender, by the way. I want to be
Just start
30 feet away.
shifting ever so slightly.
The carp on the carpet.
Yeah, just like
I'm gonna do your fly
hovering.
thing.
In case
do you
of
want me to do?
fireball.
Cast fly on the 5 people
Okay.
with your 6.
Okay.
And you're twinning it as well.
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh, I already took it out.
Okay, so I want to make sure you're clear on how many sorcery points you needed, because I don't know if those come back on short rest, and some were used in the fight.
Yeah. I have
Okay.
5 left.
Cool.
Does that work?
Yeah, I already took it out.
Just want to double check. You're good. In that case, Wild Magic Surge.
5 of them.
Boom, boom, boom.
2.
Oh.
So close.
I get my Tides of Chaos back.
Lavender reaches out with her magic across, and Brawley, Hondo, Gord, and Mary, you suddenly feel yourselves lighter on your feet and hovering a few inches above. As Valentine on the carpet, speed is slightly slower, but the rest of you are on a ticking clock.
There's no time to waste. Let's go.
Lavender flies into the air, and all of you begin to shoot up in her stead, with the carpet trailing ever so slightly behind.
I will never get used to this.
For the first few minutes, it is an amazing experience to be flying up and through, clearing through these low-lying cloud tops that kind of encircle the lower islands of this floating Somerset Isle. The gold of the perpetual golden hour sunset glistening off of the lake beneath you just cascades just this amazing, beautiful look over this entire area as you guys begin to rocket through the sky towards the upper reaches of the Somerset Isle. 8 minutes pass, and you guys are nearing the top. 9 minutes pass, another 600 feet, and you're just about there. Lavender, you can feel the spell is about to fizzle, but you think you'll make it. I want
Guys, I think I'll make it.
everyone who's flying make a dexterity check.
Oh, shit.
I don't like this. I told you the height of the mountain.
Nice. Nice. 19 for Hondo.
Just a
17.
check,
This one? This one?
Just check. So
21.
just this one.
This one? Okay.
yeah. 19 for me total.
19 for me.
Okay.
Four.
As you guys feel the magic begin to fade in you, but Lavender, you know you got the last couple of seconds left of this spell. You all just crest over the top of this last highest peak and land atop this immaculate garden. And you see it's a relatively small space that has been cleared atop here. And immediately, as you set foot down, your full weight returns to you as the spell fades. Valentine and the carpet, you are a little behind your speed of 40 versus 60, making your way there, but only a couple of seconds behind. Nothing, not minutes or hours by any stretch. But you guys land atop Senelise in the Somerset Isle, and you see this sprawling garden kind of tier around in a multi-tiered, immaculately taken care of garden of kind of wondrous shapes and glorious, vibrant color, and a stone staircase that leads up and a little up and out over a ridge and out of sight, as Valentine on the carpet and Eldwin and Sylvanus' body just crest over the edge.
How's the view?
Amazing.
I'll just kind of stay on the carpet for a bit just so we can move Sylvanus pretty easily.
Easy enough. But you can feel as you crest the top of the hill, the top of the mountain, sorry, you feel a warmth kind of begin to battle that cold in your chest. You feel a presence nearby. You feel at home and that things will soon be right. And drawn forward on the carpet, you rise up the steps. And as you crest the steps, you see in the same space as the vision you saw previously, this same stone garden and immaculately manicured hedges and flower beds. And in the center, this kind of spiral of stone and 3 stone thrones. And sat within Titania, the Summer Queen. She seems to be alone atop Senelise, and stands, as you all witness for the first time, with the exception of Valentine, this very tall, 7-8 foot tall figure. She is incredibly beautiful. Her entire presence kind of gleams and shimmers with a glamour and aura. She's wearing this like long gossamer gown over top of what looks just like natural coverings of various plant life and flowers across her body, but her skin is opalescent and kind of shimmers like an opal in brilliant, dazzling light, and hair and eyes of gold. As she smiles, you all feel this incredible warmth kind of cascade across you. And as Valentine, you approach on the carpet, kind of leading your troop, the Wildcards, into her court. She looks at you and looks down with sadness in her eyes and a weak smile. It says, "This is not the occasion I had wished we would finally make our face-to-face meet, my Valentine."
I agree. And I'll get off the carpet because it makes me feel weird. Are you okay?
I've been better, but I am resilient. How are you?
I've been better, but I learned from the best how to be resilient.
I fear you're unprepared for what I threw you into. I fear I was unprepared and unexpecting the ferocity that came our way and the heavy toll it will take on both of us. But must act. We must live with our decisions. She looks to the rest of you across and says, I have seen you through my child here. I have felt the love he shares over each of you. And through him, I care deeply about each of you. Welcome to Senelise, to my court. I am Titania, the Summer Queen of the Feywild. I am pleased to make your acquaintance, Wildcards.
Pleasure is all ours. We've heard so much about you.
I know our boy can be talkative. And she gives a little smile towards Valentine. But sadly, it is under grave circumstances in which we make our meet. And she looks down at Sylvanas and, like, with a kind of flick of her wrist, a flurry of, like, rose petals swirl from a tree behind her and swirl around the carpet and lift Sylvanas's form up and kind of carry him off and away. And she steps forward and lays a hand on his chest with her eyes closed. You see tears form and fall onto his chest, and she turns back as it kind of settles down into a position. We have much to discuss. Perhaps I should allow you to lead, Valentine.
I don't really know where to begin. The dupe Katha, I don't know if you saw or you've felt it, but yeah, he's messing with the material plane, he's messing with the veil, but it obviously appears his true target is sowing chaos here. I'll say he's really trying to come between you and I. And fun fact, he's my uncle, so that was shitty to learn this morning.
This is a fact I did know. What you see and what you feel, I see and feel through you. We are connected through more than a blade. There is a bond of magic, of destiny, of love between us. And it cannot be easily shattered, as your uncle would wish. Though, he brings to light some things I kept from you. I knew of your blood when you called to me. I knew of your connection to these unseelie fae, these dark entities of the realm. Though not my intent when we became what we are. To use you as a weapon, to use you as a pawn, was never my intent. And I hope, beyond hope, you would never think of me in that way.
I don't. No. Sure, he may say that he and I have the same blood, but these 5 here I stand with are my blood.
And he may say you are blood, but you are not blood. His blood may be a part of you, as your father's is a part of you, but it is not who you are. I've seen your true self. I have felt your pain, your joy. You are impetuous and foolish in your young ways. But your heart is pure. I've told you this before. Their wicked blood may run through your veins, but it is not in your heart. And I stand true to that fact. I knew that from the moment you called to my light. I knew you were different. All of you, in fact, are quite different in your own ways. But I admit I knew of your true blood. There is no love in their hearts for you, Valentine. They seek only to use you for their purposes.
Yeah, I was kind of sensing that this morning.
I wish to empower you to fight for that which we both hold dear. I'm glad you found it in your heart to understand.
Just makes me like you more that you didn't care about this bloodline.
I cannot say I don't care about the bloodline. Long ago, a painful deed was done to me and my people by those of this bloodline. For their actions there were punishments, and I do not lie. I wish that their bloodline had ended, but without it I would not have you. So perhaps it is destiny after all.
I'll look at Aldwin and be like, do you want to show her what we found?
Aldwin nods and looks up for the first time at the Summer Queen and says, My lady, I was a protege of sorts of Sylvanus, and in his passing, Valentine and I found something of his that is yours by right. And he reaches into this breast pocket and pulls out the ring, and he presents it to her. And she cocks her head for a moment and looks to you and looks to him and picks up the ring and says, There are artifacts of our realm of grave and great power. Blades and rings, staffs, items imbued with my light and the light of the moon, powers of the Fae. To wield them is an honor. And to wield them is to be a lord or a lady of light in my court, or in the unseelie. She looks to you, Valentine, with the ring in hand, and says, But a ring will not serve my Heartbreaker. She looks back to Eldwin and says, But perhaps you could serve me with it. And she hands it back to him. And he is just blindsided. With his hands out, he takes the ring, and she looks down at him and says, If you are willing to serve, there is a place within my court for you. And he just immediately kneels and is lost for words. But she looks back to you, Valentine, and says, But do not think I have forgotten of you. The loss of Heartbreaker, it will be painful, and our connection will be weaker without it. However, its light was never quite mine. The blades of the sun, where you found it, was the light of Pelor, and while through his light I may do my deeds, and we found one another, The light of the moon, of the Fae. This is more my realm. There is another blade that bears my light, but I think would serve me better in your hands. I think along this journey you may yet come to find Aetherius, the Lightbringer, will serve you well. But our deals with the Duke Katha must first be dealt with. I look to you all and explain as sternly as I can. The Duke Katha is a trickster, a thief, a scoundrel, and a murderer. His words are not to be trusted. His visage is one of mischief and fear-mongering. More troubling so is the ring he wields. The Ring of Winter is an ancient artifact. Even I know not its origins. It is not of our realm. I know not how he came to wield its power. Many, for centuries, have tried, sought it out, though by its very nature it shrouds one from detection. And in this is our first obstacle. My vision cannot find the crow. No magic any of you wields will be able to. The wielder of the Ring of Winter is protected. There may be yet another way, though, she looks down at Valentine, it too can be painful.
I already have my heart broken today. What's a little more pain?
I had hoped you would have the fortitude to do what is necessary. And you prove me right again and again. Within Gale Eden, in the realm of the Fade, there exists a bloodstone, an ancient artifact of runic magic of the giants. It is being kept by one of my ladies of light, the name of Dahlia Orfinsra. I can send you to her in a mere moment. And with her aid, you may find the crow. As through the bloodstone, your bloodline can be sought out. The bloodline in which he uses against you, we will use against him. But again, I warn you, he is a trickster. He is mischief incarnate, and he is now imbued with the powers of winter. He will find allies of terrible strength. This will not be an easy battle, but it is one that will keep the Feywild and my light from being entirely snuffed out. I should hope the true wielder and bearer of the Lightbringer would hope that light will not go out.
It won't. We're a great balance of light and dark, and we're here to bring the balance.
And balance is of utmost importance. I still fear the crow's intent, and most of all, his how he broke free of his prison. These answers I have yet to find.
I think She helped him?
Who?
The Queen of Air and Darkness?
She sits back for a moment and ponders.
This isn't anything we have proof of. It's amusing. I say warningly, given the last time we talked about this. We said something about, like, could start a war, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
She says, my first thought would have been the Queen of Air and Darkness of Aurelia. She exists in a realm of winter, and to wield the Ring of Winter seems poetic, if not too obvious. Maybe it's too obvious it's true. It's a double fake, but something doesn't seem right.
We've also made a lot of enemies. Could be related to the Revenant Vow and what they're trying to do. Who knows?
To what end?
If we're here, that's distracting us from what's going on there. It could just be a play to keep us busy while they do more work on the material plane.
Perhaps I will send some of my emissaries to the Queen and suss out what she has to say, and send others to the prison, see if there are any signs of her interference or fiendish in nature.
Where was the prison? Where did you keep him?
I kept him nowhere, by the accords set by both courts. I was too close to the matter at hand and recused myself from his punishment. It was Aurelia who set his prison in the plain of Pandemonium. It lends true that she would know where to look.
But Mary's right. This could just be all bluff to start a war to try and get you guys feuding against each other.
But also, I mean, this is something that could hurt, unless I'm incorrect, this is something that could hurt the Feywild and Vale as a whole. Both sides of the courts.
It would certainly hurt me most. If Aurelia is making a play for control of more than I, to taint the power that I have acquired through connection to your realm, and put herself in that position. It would be an open act of war, but I may yet not be strong enough to combat her, should she be successful.
Well, hopefully we'll find our charge and get you an answer before any of that has to happen.
This is my hope as well.
Well, if time is of the essence, my friends and I were all pretty exhausted, but if we should go get this bloodstone thing, we can start that up.
If you are ready, I'll send you there immediately.
Are we ready, Wildcards? Do we want to just go right now?
Can I do a very general check to see? I'm sure it's probably fine, but
No, but I want
Mary's
to know.
very concerned about Valentine. So can I try to do just a general check to see throughout this conversation how sincere her specific concern about Valentine and his safety and all of those
Make an insight check.
Okay. I need to roll well. I imagine I rolled pretty good. That's a 28.
She seems to have genuine concern, but as she continues speaking, all of her words are honeyed and picked carefully and beautiful. and you get lost in them. And you're lost in the Fae as a whole, which is very difficult to read.
Maybe we should rest first. I have nothing left. Lav has nothing left.
I leave it to you. I believe you could rest in Gale Eden, should you wish to travel there, rest, and then go through and meet Dahlia.
Is there
You
a
are
way
ready.
to check that everything's fine on that end before we're sent?
I would know. Trust me.
Have we ever heard of Gale Eden before?
No.
I kind of want to ask her a question that I had previously heard from her.
Now's the time.
Yeah, like, I'll ask her, like, a while back, before all this crow business happened, you spoke to me. Do you remember that?
You've spoken quite a bit, Valentine. To which moment?
You helped us. I was so grateful for that help.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I was wondering if you could still use that power to help us.
To use my magics, you mean?
The power you granted us that really helped when we had a bad fight.
I don't even know what you're trying to get at.
I basically
Being
am
too
going
vague
to
for me.
What power did you grant me when we had to battle a devil?
The plane shift?
Yeah.
Oh. To what end would you need this?
I was sorry. I more or less want to know if she knows what I'm talking about.
Now she does.
I didn't
Oh,
say
like
the
you're trying
plane
to-
shift part though. I didn't want to say that to her. I wanted to say that to you.
Like you're trying to like test her?
I wanted
see
to
if
try
it's really
test
her?
her if she could come out and say, "Oh, I gave you this ability." Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean?
Not really. She
I was trying
says,
to trick her with a question that only she would know that she gave that power to me.
but you said it so vaguely, it could just mean anything. She's helped you a couple of different times.
I can keep talking to her if you want.
Please do. Yeah. You're
You
being
came up
coy,
to-
Valentine.
Well, I'm a coy guy. You came up to me in a garden, and I was lost without my friends. I
Indeed.
had spent the whole time just wondering, what could I do? And you imbued Heartbreaker, beautiful Heartbreaker, with a gift.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imbue me with that gift or another item with that gift? Because I think it would really help us.
In your future, in this combat you face, if it leads the way I believe it will, you will find similar, if not more powerful gifts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But at the moment, you will fend for yourself, and your friends will aid you.
They always do. They always do. Truly, we're going to get this done, but I think we need a rest before we take on the rest of this journey.
I think that wise. It is your decision whether you wish to rest in the Somerset Isles below, or I will send you to Gale Eden, and rest will be provided there.
think we should. I think we should rest down below.
Very well.
Do we have a way to get there safely without falling?
Free
Leah asks out of game.
She, I was in the process of it. She strides around the side of her throne, and in the middle of the court, she raises a hand, and you watch a tree just sprout, and in its front facing you, you see an archway of this rainbow-hued magic, and through this arch you can see what looks like a beach. She says, "Rest will find you here."
Thank you. Can I insight check her? Is this the person I've been speaking to?
Sure, insight check.
Okay.
Come on, Scott. Nope. He's had a long day. Wait, are you still at disadvantage for all these checks? Weren't you exhausted?
Oh fuck!
You
I haven't even
can't
been doing
get even
that,
worse.
But this is the worst one you can do.
She is incredibly hard to read.
Yeah, she's a beautiful, beautiful goddess. All right, well, I believe that.
She stoops low to you. She is very towering in height, and says, "I know you're scared, Valentine, but I believe in you. I have faith in you, in all of the faith you've placed in me. I believe you can do this."
I will very quietly say, at least one of us does. And then I'll bow, and I'll start walking towards the tree.
Okay. You pass through its arch, and you step foot out onto the beach below.
Great. I'll just wait for my friends.
She looks to the rest of you up top.
Yeah.
Through the tree.
I'll go last and just give her a quizzical look before I go through. That's it.
Okay. And on
I
that
don't like
quizzical
people
note,
that are that hard to read when I roll a 27.
then you shouldn't come to the Feywild.
I know.
She is the Archfey.
I know.
And
I know.
we'll pick up there next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Join us next time as the Wildcards gain the aid of the Summer Queen's court and hunt down artifacts in the pursuit of the Dark Crow. There will be a new episode up every Tuesday, so stay tuned. But until then, keep exploring.